right, welcome to the Exploding Heads Horror Movie Podcast, episode number 248. Wow. I'm Dave Z, and I am over here with When a Christian Calls. How are you?
What a Christian call. Wow. I'm doing well, man. How are you?
I'm all right. That wasn't a good one, but the thing is, I forgot this time. See, half the time I'm going to have them prepared, the other half I'm not. You'll probably be able to tell which ones I don't. So when I look in, I
I
had
could
to come
tell.
up with something quick, right? And I look at my VHS shelf and I see When a Stranger Calls. So
What a
that was what I
Christian.
went with. Yeah, I mean,
That's
I didn't have
that's
much
one
to
of those
choose
phone calls
from.
you
It was,
don't want. When an atheist calls, might be a little bit more welcome, but when a Christian calls,
oh,
you'd be stuck on
true,
the
that
phone
type
for
of
a while.
Christian too. When a Christian comes a knocking on your door. That doesn't happen anymore, does it? Nah, I better not say it. It probably does
Yeah,
happen.
you
I
just
just
jinxed
not
yourself. You're
here.
gonna get them. You're gonna get them again tomorrow. Uh, it does every
I
now
have
and
a
then.
conversation with them.
I think people have just stopped soliciting door to door because no one answers the door anymore. Like, no, if you're not
I
expecting
sure
anybody,
don't,
who answers your door? Like, I 9 out of 10 times don't.
buddy. I don't even have a doorbell. I refuse to have a doorbell because I don't want to be bothered. I don't want anyone coming to my door. I don't want anybody calling me on the phone, texting me. I don't want nothing. So believe me, I'm not answering the door. Now my wife, that's another thing. She
Yeah.
might, you know, push me into answering the door sometimes or something. But me, I don't need to be bothered in life except the people I'm already dealing with. I don't need any more than what I got, you know?
No more. I
I'm
can't.
sure you're the same.
I
You got a
am.
lot
I'm
on your
very,
plate,
very much the
right?
same. Very much the same.
Yeah.
I can't believe I'm looking at my computer. You just said 248. I don't. I saw the editing for the other ones. I'm like, we're almost there, man. But we pre-gamed a little
Yep.
bit, just a little bit, because we just say let's hit record and talk about it on the show, which we're going to be doing anyway.
True.
2 episodes away from the big one. I think we said last show we mentioned that we're going to divide it into two. That's what we're hoping for. So instead of it being one humongous show, it's going to be two pretty damn humongous shows. I think one way or the other. I think they're both going to be long shows. I think it's going to be epic. And then
Yeah.
after that, we got Brandon coming back, and we're down to the countdown
Woo.
to the last 50. So it is crazy time. And it's a little cuckoo, even though we're not talking about that movie tonight. We're just joking about that, how it didn't go to AMC and my God, Dave's area. And it did come here, but I feel like it came and went so quickly that um, I have to double check if it's even playing still. I know Alien is, but that's not. So tonight
Buddy.
we're not
I
talking about either of those films. We're going to be talking about Milk and Cereal later.
Oh yeah.
Milk and
Yeah. Word.
Cereal.
Milk and cereal. Yeah, absolutely. Milk. You remember Audio 2? The rap band?
No, why don't I know? I probably do
Milk
know
is
them.
chillin'. Gizmo's chillin'. What more can I say? Top billin'. You gotta
Yes,
know
I
top billin'.
do. Yeah, I know that. Top
All
Billing.
right.
It's like
All right.
the that's probably the only song I know.
By them?
I'm pretty sure
There might be another one you would know if you didn't have the albums.
I'm
But
gonna
yeah.
I wrote them down. I always have little notes on the side here, and I'll have to check them out later.
Dude, you ever got a question about old school rap? Just ask me. Because I got a playlist right
I
now.
go to
I started
Moods.
making it a year ago. Well, here's the thing about Moods. He does know it all, but he doesn't seem to pay a lot of attention to a lot of the 80s stuff. I'm not saying he's not a fan, but I know what he bumps, I know what he references. It just seems that he's more into the 90s and the 2000s stuff, where I was kind of falling out by the 90s by the end of it. You know what I mean? I'm not saying he
Yeah.
doesn't know as much as I do, but it doesn't seem like it's ah, his makeup. Like me, my makeup is old school rap, Friday the 13th, wrestling. It's just
Which
stuff,
is
but
weird
it's
because
old school 80s.
he loves his 80s horror. You figure he loves his 80s rap, but who
I'm sure
knows?
he does. It
I
just
don't
seems
go to,
like
I was just joking. I don't go to Moods for that either way. I just know you guys talk about it a lot in there.
Yeah, here and there. But yeah, I'm making a playlist now because I'm a playlist junkie. I'm a list junkie, period. It's it's not news. So I'm making this playlist and I've been putting it together for like 2 years and it's eventually gonna I think right now I'm just hitting 1987. So I go through every rap album released in 1987, right? And then I freaking look at them. I know almost all of it, not all of it, almost all. And I just put this on this old school rap playlist. I look at all these artist albums. And the good thing about like using something like iTunes, I'm sure it's the same thing on Spotify and everything else. But when you look up a band like Audio 2, for example, you get their first album, it was a big hit, whatever. And you listen to the album and the tracks I like, I put on the mix. So you get the references at the bottom of the screen. It always says if you like this band, you might also like this band. And you might come up finding something a little more obscure that maybe you missed at that time. So I have a lot of fun with it. But right now, like I said, I'm in 87. It started in like whenever rap started for me, I guess 83, 84. It's all old school up there. And I'm having so much fun doing it. But like dude, I'm sick in the head. I probably work on 10 playlists at a time and I never finish them. I hate this about me. I get
Sick in
excited
the,
about
I'm
things.
sick in the head.
Dude, I hate being me. I hate that because it's always like a never ending. There's like 100 things going on that I want to finish at once. And I don't just stick to one, I bounce. I guess it's ADHD. It's just what people like me have to have. But anyway, old school rap's awesome. I
Well,
don't know how we got on this.
I
So
oh
that's my
because
segue.
we were talking about milk and cereal, and then you started rapping about it. And
Oh, milk. Yeah, milk MC. All right.
so, what
Sorry.
we were also just chatting about, because everything's come out, is how many freaking horror movies. I've said it on the show a couple of times already, in the last few, maybe not last episode, but in the past episodes. Uh, this has been, I believe, a record year for horror in the cinema. And I really don't believe we had this
Hmm.
many horror releases, theatrical releases in one year in a long, long time. In recent
That's because
memory.
horror fans saved the cinema. That's why. Genre fans and fans of the arts. That's who saved the cinema, not the freaking weekend warriors. They need them too. They're very, very important, especially for opening weekends and blockbusters. But I mean, in general, the freaking they're the meat and potatoes, of course. But the genre fans, the horror fans, they're what keeps things alive. If not for them, it would be like dormancy. You got like a place that serves like fish fry just in the wintertime and like a hot dog stand. They're only opened up certain times a year. You know what I mean? And their peak time is the summer. It's the same thing. They
Well,
have their peak time, but other stuff carries them, like the fish fry and this and that during the year. And I don't know.
I was just trying to make a list without looking at my list, like my list, just writing them down, and I was like, this is going to be impossible. I don't think I'll be able to do it. So I am going to be missing some of them here because I am going to try not to look, because there were ones that we know came to video as well, and some of them came out simultaneously. But here, this is just off the top, and I know I'm missing some. I know I'm missing some. So
Maybe I'll throw some in.
Night Swim, Imaginary, The First Omen, Immaculate, I Saw the TV Glow, A Quiet Place One Day, Longlegs, Maxine, Oddity, Cuckoo, The New Alien, Trap, The Watchers. Those are the ones just off the cuff that I can think of.
Abigail.
Abigail, there we go. Yeah, Abigail. And now I'm going
What
to go through my
else?
list. Abigail.
Well, that was
Um,
just top of my head. I was just thinking of
oh,
theater.
Strangers Chapter One.
Hello. Yeah, strangers. They're
And
canceled, by the way, right? I just want to make it official. We can't have strangers on our list, can we?
no,
Because
well, no,
by the
because
end of this year, it's
we
going to be
know that there are
five,
more coming out. Yeah, they're filmed
and it's going to come
simultaneous.
out this year.
Yeah, so I'm
So Pray
deleting
at
it
Night
too.
is out,
I know
out.
that makes it easier. It kind of makes it easier. Lets other things come in. Now, like Infested, I don't
Really?
know if that actually got a short theatrical. Oh, that in Violent
No,
Nature. and a Violent Nature. There's another one. I don't know if
That
Infested
was
got a
gonna be my
release.
point. Not a rebuttal, but that was gonna be my add on to it that you are correct. They have been a lot, but how many of them are limited and how many of them are actual big releases? Even
Well,
some that
one,
we think are big releases
mm,
aren't by like old school standards at this point, I don't think. So that kind of makes up for it a little, I think. I don't know.
and there's three,
Doesn't it seem that way?
Godzilla versus Kong and Taro. If Godzilla versus Kong counts, and Taro came and went, but it was out. Yeah, and I don't disagree with you. Sorry, I was found. Oh no, the Founders Day came out last year. Um, the ones that I'm not 100% on are like Infested, Sting, and Stop Motion. Those might have gotten limited releases. I just remember Billy D seemingly saw these, and I thought he said he saw them in the theater because I don't believe they were out yet. Even even nefariously, I think he saw them before anybody else did. I remember him talking about them. So I'm not entirely sure about those ones, but
Hmm.
even just a quick count of the ones, including that Godzilla one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, not including those Infested, Sting, and Stop Motion, because I can't confirm those for sure, but those are 18 that we know for sure did. I still might be forgetting some. And that's 18
Yeah.
that I've got on the list. We're not even done the year yet. We've got the rest of August, September, October, November, and of course, December, for those of you that don't know the months of the year. So we know Terrifier 3. We know there's a lot coming out there. We know there's still stuff
Yeah.
coming out. And I just say, like, we haven't had this many. And it's almost like they knew there was going to be like this dip. It's like, seems like mainstream films took a dip. Like I mentioned, there hasn't been that many Marvels. You had that one Marvel movie. If it was one Marvel movie a year, it would be something again. It was, the problem was we just got
Right.
swarmed with them. And so like that's why I think this one resonated with a lot of people, including myself, is because, there haven't been that many. I think there was one a little bit earlier that I don't believe many people were talking about. And then there was the Wolverine and Deadpool one. And yeah,
Problem is this. You have to see all the other ones to get the references in these. Like, I can't go see Wolverine in Dead. I haven't even seen a Deadpool movie, right? And I haven't seen a Wolverine thing in quite a while, since like X2 or something. So, like, and I know I'm not the target audience. So the people that are usually going, that's great for them. But that's the only
well,
problem is I
if
can't just go there
you
and
could,
see it not knowing all the references.
you
I
you
could, but
could.
you know me, I'm a fan of shit. I don't want to
Well,
do it half-assed.
Well, then the ones I would recommend, the ones that you'd have to see just to really, is Logan, which was the gory Wolverine movie, so you'll enjoy it because there's gore, and the first Deadpool. I'd skip Deadpool too, and that one's gory as well. So at least you get the gore with the action hero factor as
Yeah,
well,
the
just to bring
comedy
it in there.
turns me off. As
Well,
soon as I saw the very first trailer that for the first Deadpool ever, I was at the theater and I saw it come on. And the worst part was not even the fact that it was comedy for a superhero at the time. The guy the guy said a joke that was from like Airplane from 1981. You know what I mean? They're trying to pay, and he's like in the air, and he goes like, "I think I left the iron on or something." I'm like, dude, that joke is like 40 years old, and that's the snippet that you're putting in to represent your
the,
movie.
the
So
stuff
on
that
top of already being turned off by the idea, to have a recycled old joke in there, it was like it was an immediate turnoff to me. That's
so
the problem
weird.
with Deadpool. Oh,
The first Deadpool
you
was
think
good.
that's weird?
Well, yeah, but I should know better by now. I'm not just saying I don't understand your argument.
I wish I
Um,
wasn't. I wish I wasn't weird like
but
that. It sucks.
Logan doesn't have comedy, or if there is, it's minute. It's a
Oh,
serious
I
movie.
like Logan. I like the
Whereas
character Wolverine.
yeah,
So
but Deadpool is comedy. But the first one is good. I wasn't a big fan of the second one, so that's why I think another reason why I wasn't jumping up and down for this. But like I said, I really enjoyed it. So if you're not really going to be, it's not going to necessarily change your mind. So I don't know why I'm trying to tell you to go see it because you've already like
I can't. I
there
have
you
no
go.
backup. I can't walk in blind like that. That's like having somebody walk into Star Wars Return of the Jedi and not seeing freaking A New Hope in Empire. It's not going to be the same. You'll get the gist of it, I guess, but it's like, and now they're so. Isn't everybody in every movie now in this whole Marvel universe like it's like absurdly out of hand at this point, where everybody is showing up in everyone's movies and everything's connected now, and it most likely jumped the shark because it probably did it too much,
Well,
which everything
they
does
make
eventually.
the whole movie is a big almost makes a big joke about that. It makes a big joke about everything that has jumped the shark and has become wrong, with the offshoots,
Oh,
cameos, and whatever. Like I said, it breaks the fourth wall at every
wow.
opportunity it can. So it makes fun of all that. In fact, there's a character in it that you
Hmm.
assume is one character, only to find out that it's another character because he stupidly was one character in a Fantastic Four movie, and he was another character in another. Well, I just ruined the whole joke if you haven't seen it before. And then he's another character in another movie. It's only happened a handful of times, Ryan Reynolds included. I was kind of shocked that they didn't put a Green Lantern reference in there because he played Green Lantern and that movie bombed. And then he came back as Deadpool. And only a handful of
You know
it
what
happened with that him,
sucks?
and it happened with um, I forget his name, but the dude that played Captain America in the first one, because he was Johnny
Chris
Storm.
something?
Yeah, in Fantastic Four as well. So it's funny.
Oh, right
So they
on.
play around with that. They play
Well,
around with the cameo thing. They joke.
I appreciate it. Yeah.
Yeah.
They make fun
So
of themselves. I love that. I like that kind of humor. So
yeah.
I could actually watch it. Maybe one day I will. Maybe I'll just suck it up and say, dude, just watch whatever it's called, Wolverine and whatever his name is, Deadpool. I just might do it for the hell of it sometime. Here's the thing about superheroes for me. I the two of my favorites from the cartoon, from the freaking from the Super Friends. I wanted to see those guys have movies that kicked ass. And when they had movies, as soon as I saw the trailer for the movies, I knew they were doing the wrong thing and they were going to suck. And those superheroes are Aquaman and Green Lantern. Aquaman and Green Lantern freaking kick ass in the cartoon. The stuff they could, and it's so simple. Green Lantern just has a magic ring. It's the simplest thing in the world, but it makes cool things happen. And Aquaman just goes in the water and tells freaking animals what to do telepathically, and they do it. I just think that's great. I just as a kid, I was like, oh, that's awesome.
I didn't see Aquaman 1 or 2. Aquaman was a huge hit though. Didn't James Wan direct that one?
He did, and I should have
Yeah.
been. It should have been one more feather in its cap. But I saw the commercial, and it was all dark looking, and he's wearing these dark colors, and he has this look. I'm like, no, dude, Aquaman wears orange and has blonde hair.
Yeah.
Let it be a rebel, and don't laugh at it either. I think some people say, "Oh, Dave, this is 2024." No, all your other guys look like they did. What does freaking Captain America look like and Spider Man? Don't they look like they did in the cartoons? Doesn't Superman look like he does in the cartoons? Well,
Yeah.
why can't freaking Aquaman and Green Lantern look like that? See, it's like in horror movies when all of a sudden every killer had to be big and bulky because Jason got that way. That's what it is now with like superheroes and like the looks of certain characters in movies. It's just the time we're in. So I saw that. I'm like, this is an Aquaman. They're making it look like it's and I know there's the story, and he's got the trident and the other stuff in his backstory. I get that, but that's not what I want in Aquaman. I want to see freaking dolphins doing crazy shit and attacking people, and I
That would
don't
have been
know.
like if they made it in the 80s, I think. There is a
Yeah,
Captain
but
America that was made in 1990. It was made by like Roger Corman Studios or whatever, and it was so bad. They did it because they had the rights to do it, and if they didn't make it, they would have lost the rights. So they made it, and it's so fucking piss poor. We watched it as a group. It was like guys, our girlfriends, everything back in high school, and we still make fun of it to this day. In fact, Darren, one of my friends, Darren, said we should do it on Pretty Bad Movie Gab, uh, as a joke. So
what's the movie again?
it's called Captain America. It's from 1990. but he's barely Captain America. In fact, he's out of the costume more than he's in the costume.
Well, so is Superman. Okay, that's
Yeah,
fine.
but this is because of budgetary reasons. Like it seemed like
Yeah, see, that's the problem. You got to have a budget to have a superhero movie, you know?
yeah.
Yeah, you got to have a budget. That is funny though. Did that come to the theater? That Captain America movie?
No, I think it went direct.
Okay.
I'm pretty positive it went direct to video. Oh man, it was
Okay.
such a bore, but fun because of just a fun experience because of everybody being there and just making fun of it left, right, and
Yep.
center.
It's funny. That's funny, man. Maybe I'll watch it if you do it, and then I'll watch it with friends and then say, okay. And then I can listen to the show.
You know
But
what I just
dude, isn't it a
that
great idea? Go ahead. I'm
no
sorry.
no, you go ahead. I've been rambling on.
I, no, I have. I can't get this idea of Aquaman out of my head because I literally picture,
Wait, I will continue. No, I'm just kidding.
well, just picture dolphins like jumping out of the water and like slapping people in the face with their freaking tails. You could even put a little bit of humor in it. Just a little bit. That could be like one scene, whatever noise they make and they jump out and they
They
boom, boom,
slap the
boom, three
faces like
dolphins in a
clean
row.
off. It's like gory.
That would be great. You could do that. You could do that in a movie. I don't know. I'm just bummed out. I want to see Aquaman represented, but it's never gonna happen.
I don't think they would
Yeah,
because
but
what they would do is he'd have to show up like he's a DC character anyway. He'd have to show up in something like what Wolverine or what they just did with this one because that's why Wolverine comes in the yellow costume, and like fanboys were coming in their pants left, right, and center because every other one he's been kind of a souped up Wolverine, not the Wolverine from the comics.
right,
So they made him the
right.
Wolverine that you want the Aquaman to be, and you'd come in your pants. But unfortunately DC's always behind the times when it comes to this stuff.
Well, maybe so. I guess that's what the people say about the movies. But if DC is the company that's responsible for the Super Friends cartoon, then I'm in with them. What can I say? To me, that's always the best stuff. And I watch it now for a laugh. Well, not for a laugh. I mean, I still enjoy it, but you catch a buzz, you watch it with friends. It's good stuff. The Super Friends. You know.
I don't know. We'll get to horror because we've watched a lot of slashers,
Yeah,
I
you're
think,
right.
both of us, and whatever. But I actually, for the other
Yeah.
show as well, watched. We decided because we went and did. I don't know what we were talking about. Oh, I was talking about watching Back to the Future. We didn't do Back to the Future, but we're talking about it. So then Mike decided that the next movie we're going to do is The Secret of My Success, and I hadn't watched that in ages.
Michael J. Fox.
Yeah, Michael J. Fox. That's not a good movie. I,
I never saw it. I just knew he
I
was in it. I didn't think it was good. No one talked about it.
yeah, I know. And that's probably a good reason why no one talks about it. We're going to be talking about it, but that show's not going to come out for a couple of weeks. But man, it wasn't a huge fan. It was passable. It wasn't like god awful, but it was just not it was like a comedy without any comedy, a romance without any romance. Just a very weird film. A very weird,
So,
odd
but
film.
didn't you expect that though? Because I knew that when you said that title, all I knew was that Michael J. Fox was in it. I could kind of see a poster, a white poster with him on it in a suit or something, and that's all I knew. So I'm already thinking, okay, this is a movie Michael J. Fox made probably after he got big, and it was just a cash-in movie, and it came and it went. It's probably not very good. Like, isn't that what you thought before you watched it, or no?
Well, I saw it in the theater way back when. I saw it in the theater, and I remember, I think I remember being ho hum on it back then. So I thought, well, time has gone on, and then I started thinking I got it confused with Bright Lights, Big City, because both of them, it's about, if I'm not mistaken, it's about a guy going to the city to try to make it big. One's a
We
comedy
don't
and
want
one's
to hear it. We want to see it. Bright lights,
a
big
big
titty.
titties.
I couldn't wait to get that in as soon as you
I
said
know.
bright lights, big city.
I saw you. I saw that smile crack across your face. And yeah,
I never saw that either. Bright lights, big city. I guess I didn't like Michael J. Fox outside of Family Ties and Back to the Future. It isn't that I didn't like him. I just didn't. When I saw these other projects by him, I just never took him seriously. See, I'm weird, but sometimes I'm right. I'm just like, eh.
Sometimes you're crazy.
But sometimes I'm wrong. Like I've never seen The Great Outdoors still, and I've never seen Who's Harry Crumb, and people say these are good movies, so I
Oh,
should
you know
watch
what
them.
we watched this weekend because we were away and we didn't have control of the TV. We watched the Three Amigos and Wagons East. And Three Amigos is another one I saw in the theater. I remember not thinking it was funny even as a kid. With all that talent behind the screen and John Landis behind the camera, you'd figure the movie would be half what these it's not fucking. There's a couple of giggles. It's giggle inducing in like 2 3 seats, but there's nothing that elevates that to be a classic comedy or even rewatchable. Like I never want to watch that movie again. Three Amigos. Wagons East, I didn't even know
Okay,
existed.
I don't know what that is.
I didn't know
Wagons.
it was a John Candy vehicle. Richard Lewis was in it. There's a ton of people in the movie, but it was just not that good. And it came out in 94 and I very easily forgotten when it's the year that like Pulp Fiction, Forrest Gump, and a ton of other movies came out. So Wagons East never had a fucking chance.
Oh, yeah, for sure. So like a video game. Wagons East. Shit. No, what were you? Three Amigos. Okay, confession. I've never seen Three Amigos, which should be crazy because I love Steve Martin, always have, and I love Chevy Chase. All of
Yeah.
his, a lot of their movies. And just even as a kid, when I saw what it was, I was like, what are they? They're pretending to be Mexicans. What is this? Why are they riding? The idea just didn't, just like Westerns. I don't care about Westerns. I don't care about, Mexicans in the desert. This is when I was a kid. That stuff just didn't interest me. Certain things, it just, I saw it and I was like, eh. I mean, it took me years to watch Blazing Saddles. You know what I mean? But I couldn't help it because my parents were watching it all the time. So eventually I absorbed it and I learned more about Mel Brooks and went back. But still, when I saw The Three Amigos, I was just like, how is this? I just got it just rubbed me wrong, even as a kid. So maybe I was right to avoid that all these
You
years.
you were right. Now I'm not gonna lie that I didn't do. You probably saw people do the moves where they're like, huh, 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 and then they jet out their junk. Uh, I think we all did that at school. I think that was a thing for about a week. But other than that, there's not a laugh. And coming from a Canadian who loves Martin Short, I remember when that trailer came out, and it was like Steve. Oh my gosh, uh, the
Steve Martin,
Steve, oh my God, it just totally Steve Martin,
the
the whole audience
greatest.
just like laughing. Chevy Chase, the audience is laughing. Martin Short, it was like, who? And this was in a Canadian
Crickets.
theater. It was a Canadian theater.
Wow.
I'm telling you, like, I mean, now everybody knows who Martin Short is and whatever, but I remember even back in the day that everything just went quiet, or like, who? But I love
Hmm.
Martin Short, but that movie
Okay, well, I
is
want to
not
ask you about him.
fucking funny.
Well, I'm not going to watch it then. Thank you. I was right all these years. Sometimes I'm right, like I said. But Martin Short, let me ask you this. What do you think he's best known for? And then we'll go to horror. But I'm curious about Martin Short.
See, I figure he's best known for I don't know. He plays a lot of secondary characters. See, I liked him in the Big Picture, where he plays like this producer or agent. It's
Never
just
saw.
so over the top. It's funny with Kevin Bacon. But
I'm
he's
trying to
always
think of what I
secondary
saw.
characters.
What did I see with Martin Short in it? I had to have seen things. I know I have, for a matter of fact. He was on SNL for a bit, right? He was doing that
I thought he
freaking
was on
that character.
SCTV, but maybe he
Oh,
was.
might have been SCTV.
That's what he would have been well known for in Canada. Did that? And
Yeah.
maybe you know it because you're in Buffalo, where it would have definitely been seen.
No, who was that character that he had that had the freaking greasy hair with the spike in it and he had that weird walk like this? Isn't that Martin Short? That cat that would. Oh,
Maybe he was
man.
also in Inner Space too. That
Never saw that.
that was the Joe Dante one with um why am I forgetting everybody's name? Jaws 3, The Rookie. My God, what was the hell was his name? I'm forgetting everybody's
I don't
name
know,
tonight.
man.
Frequency. I'm
It's
I'm also
okay.
naming every obscure movie the guy's been in, and not any of his mainstream ones, I guess. I'm gonna have to look that up too. What the hell's
Ah,
going on? I'm like hooked on fire. You know what it is? I had a horrible sleep. Dennis Quaid is who I was thinking of, but Martin Short's also in that movie.
hmm.
Inner Space, um, Inherent Vice, Three Amigos. Ha! He was in Aquaman.
Full circle.
Isn't that
Martin
fucking hilarious?
Short. You son of a bitch. See?
At least Aquaman the sequel. Yeah,
Oh boy.
he's been in a lot. He was in Saturday Night Live as well. So maybe it's Saturday Night Live. Maybe I'm the one
Okay.
confused. But lots
Okay.
of secondary characters, lots of secondary characters. Like you know who he is to see him. And he's had mainstream
Right.
movies too, but definitely more so, I think, with the secondary character factor. That's hilarious.
Ed Grimley. Ed Grimley. That was that guy from Saturday Night Live. That guy that played Ed Grimley. You don't remember that character?
Now that you're saying it, yeah, I vaguely. I'm still thinking
Maybe I'll show you a picture of him. Hold on.
I'm thinking
See?
of
Look, I told you you got the spiked up hair.
yes,
Look at the way
yes,
he
yes,
looks.
yes.
This
As soon as you
geeky
said it,
guy.
yeah.
Yeah. Ed Grimley. That's his name. Ed Grimsby. Oh
So
shit.
maybe he was just on Saturday Night Live and he wasn't a carryover from SCTV, but for whatever reason,
Is he even Canadian? Is he even Canadian?
he
Are
is
you even right
Canadian.
about that?
Yeah,
Okay. I
that
would
part I'm
have
right about.
fucking
He is
died.
SCTV.
I would have
SCTV. He was on SCTV.
okay.
I was just
I would have
starting to
literally
question.
peed my pants.
I was really starting to question it though, because I was like, what the hell's going on with me today?
If he wasn't a Canadian, I would have pissed my pants laughing.
Oh, by the way, he's
I would have.
Mexican.
I know I
That's
would.
why he was in the Three Amigos.
A Canadian playing a Mexican.
Martin
That's even a better
Gonzalez
story.
short.
Holy
Oh
cow.
man.
Yeah. Well, back to horror. We strayed too much. I've talked too much. And
Never shut up.
geez. You're I love that song.
Yeah.
Love it. Don't get
It's
me
been a long
started
time
on
since
Run
I've heard that.
DMC. I heard it all
So,
the time. See, I listen
uh,
to the 80s rap all the time. Still. I'm nuts. That's my,
yeah, how great. You're just
Anyway,
crazy. You know,
I am.
I got there's one movie I'd like to talk about. It's so funny because the name is god awful. And it can't if I recommend this to people, people would think I'm crazy. But you know when you put on a movie, you just said, I'm gonna throw this on and just see what this is all about. And then you actually don't have that bad of a time with it. This was my experience with this. It's a no-name slasher on Tubi. It was called, get this title, Final Girl Halloween. No one in the right mind would watch this movie but me. So Final Girl Halloween. It takes place in like a southern state, so you can't even tell it's Halloween. They make mention of Halloween. They make mention of some costumes. It never actually takes place at Halloween from anything that I gathered
Oh,
in the climax or not. There's not a pumpkin in sight. It's actually like the Brandon's probably preferred Halloween movie because there's not one jack-o'-lantern to be found in the movie. But
well,
well, you've seen it?
I haven't seen it, but I know what they did. They did the Freddy versus Jason. They did the freaking thing where you put words out there to
Yeah.
attract an audience. They probably went to Google and typed in horror movies, and the first two things that came up were Final Girl and Halloween. And they
Yeah.
said, okay, boom, it's going to come
There's
up
a,
in search engines.
I,
It's the
I
same
hope
thing I do with Freddy versus
I think
Jason.
you're right. I think you're right. I thought, to be
Yeah.
honest, I'm not going to lie to you. I thought the exact same thing, but you caught on to it, so that's perfect. So the
It's so
title,
funny.
the great thing about the movie is that it's not great by any means, but here's some of the benefits. Better than average camera work and framing and editing, movement. The acting, a lot of it's underplayed, so it's fine. It's not perfect, but I'm surprised when things are lit nicely. There's fluid camera movement, good choices, good framing, some effort put into it. I'm like, well, you know what? I will give this a little bit of credit. It kind of plays out
Oh.
like, and I haven't rewatched it yet, but you talked about it either last episode or a couple episodes ago, Last Girl Standing.
Okay.
Or is that the
Yeah.
name of it?
Yeah, I think it's
Final
Last
Girl
Girl
Standing or
Standing.
whatever.
Yeah.
Final Girl,
No, it's not
whatever it
final.
is.
It's Last Girl Standing.
Last Girl
Yeah.
Standing. So it plays out like this. So it opens up with a murder thing, and there's a couple of decent, okay kills, and that's like the setup. And then we go to the aftermath and we follow it. There's a lot of talking heads, a lot of scenes that go on, maybe too long, but like I said, well filmed, well acted. So I was like, wow, this is actually a little bit unique because I can't recommend the movie full heartedly, but I would say if you're interested and it's a slasher film and you want to watch it, it's free on Tubi and it's called Final Girl Halloween. And you can all curse me out when you realize that it's not, I'm trying to give you a clear picture of like, it would be like a mild
Yeah.
rumble, but a pleasantly surprised mild rumble where most of these are just, I'm just ready to throw them in the trash bin and say, here I go. I'm torturing myself again. The downfall is the rest of the movie, although vicious stabs and whatever, is fairly goreless or really CG. And so it takes away from it. But some of the opening kills are not fantastic, but passable and good. So the weight of it is in the first half, but a shockingly decently made no budget film or low budget film.
Wow. Right
So
on.
yeah,
With a name like that, it's too bad they had a name like that. And
yeah,
but I mean, stick around. Maybe there's some talent behind it. Maybe there could be a script and you know, maybe
that's it.
whoever directed it and the people responsible will go on to greater things. So how many movies do you have? Because I'm gonna tell you. One, two, three. I got a lot. Four, mm, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 freaking slashers I have. How many do you have?
Well, I had 14. I just did one. So I have 13 left.
Okay, so there's a couple I'll leave off. Ones that I've talked about before, ones I'll leave off. That's fine. That's wonderful. I don't have to talk about Maniac. You know what I mean? It's
Well,
Maniac.
and there's also ones that
You know?
so some of these are carryovers as well, but there's some that I've watched that you've just recently talked about. So I'll just quickly jump in with
Ah,
some of my observations and go from there. But for the visuals for everybody, there's the cover of Final Girl Halloween. I don't know if you can see that well.
it doesn't look terrible. It looks like is there someone behind her?
Yeah, that's the killer in the mask.
So it's like Halloween ends with this
Yeah,
girl. That's funny. She looks
yeah.
pretty.
Doesn't it look like the girl from Halloween?
Oh, you mean what's her name? The granddaughter?
Yeah, it's not her,
Never.
but that picture did
No, I
make it look
know.
like her.
Andy Matichik, I believe her name is.
Yeah.
Uh, I yeah, I guess it looks kind of like her. I think that girl looked prettier, even though. But that's neither here nor there. Okay, let's. I finally watched this one. For years, we've talked about it on the show. Even it's gone around in discussions. Don't open till Christmas. It finally came up.
I want
So
to know because
you
I saw
know,
some of your texts and I was like, oh, just give it some time, Dave. So I'm really interested in hearing.
yeah. No, it started off a little weird. I mean, opening couple kill was fine. It's a basic switchblade to torso. It's boom boom.
That was a whole Friday the
And
13th
then,
ripoff. It was exactly Friday the 13th, just in a parked car instead
oh,
of
I
the
guess you're
cabin.
right.
What's the
Fair.
producer?
Okay.
That's why I said it mimics Friday the 13th out of the gate for me.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough. No, that's cool.
And I'll
Um,
stop interrupting. Sorry.
no, you're fine. Then the next kill is cool. It's of Santa, but I don't understand why they couldn't see the killer. It was in a freaking packed bar where they're performing and someone shoots something and it goes through like Santa's head or something, and it was cool. But then they look around and I'm like, okay, so no one's questioning where it came from. So I was like, if this movie's gonna be this stupid, I'm gonna have a problem. But it didn't really do anything goofy like that. Again, there was a weird thing like the next Santa kill. It was kind of funny because he burst into flames. Like, and it was something that never would have happened given the circumstances. I'm like, what the hell is going on here? But somebody is killing Santa Clauses for a change. It's not a Santa Claus killing, it's someone doing this. But It was okay. It was all right. There was a couple good kills. I don't remember a whole lot about it. The shoe knife thing was cool, and there was a bottle kill. There's some decent gore. There really is. Um, People were making comparisons to the smiling eyes of the killer. So there is an investigation. They're trying to figure it out, and it is there, but it's not over the top, and it's not like I thought it was going to be. So I was wrong about that. Uh, the one girl I was bugging me. I kept thinking, I know this girl, and I looked it up, and she's from Slaughter High. So it's like, okay, well, that makes sense. Um, but the investigation, like I said, it doesn't bog it down. There was a surprise kill that I was really happy to see. There was one part I found particularly funny because she's kidnapped and she asked for the keys, and he says, "Are you going to unlock the door if I give you the keys or something?" And she crosses her fingers and says, "No." She crosses her fingers to the guy that kidnapped her. It's gonna kill her. She doesn't want to fib. Ridiculous. So it was kind of funny. Um, I don't know.
Uh,
It was there was a couple weird things like that, and it was a cool kind of ending. But it was
that's,
fine.
that's in my eye.
It's a mild rumble. I'm fine. It's a 6.5. I'm
Okay.
fine with it. I don't regret my time, and it's one that I could watch every couple of years during the holidays, just
Yep.
because.
That pretty much right there around there with you. 6.5. Maybe I'll give it, but I'd watch it
Yeah,
on an annual basis or
right.
biannual, whatever. I mean, every second year, whatever it might be. But I'm glad you
Yeah,
liked it.
well,
I'm
maybe
glad.
even 5. Yeah, it was fine. Yeah, yeah, I don't regret it.
Another one. This is one that I tortured myself with. This one I put on because it kept popping up. I was trying to watch all the ones on Tubi that were in the slasher category, and this one was called Blood Lake. Shot on
Hmm.
video. Um, Somehow it didn't piss me off like a lot of shot on video movies, though. However, there's barely any slashing. There's a couple of kills. They're okay. There's a ton of survivors, and the killer's alive at the end. So at the end of the day, I don't even know what the fucking point of the movie was.
What? Because the killer lived? You're
The
mad
killer
about it?
lives, but there's really no big climax or anything, like a bit of a fight, a bit of a struggle. Nope, didn't get him. These guys walk off into the sunset. The killer's still just walking around at the end, and in the end, it's over. Yeah,
I'm intrigued now,
yeah. Well, it's
actually.
on Tubi for free, so intrigue yourself all you like. It's on there. It's this one is not good. This one,
No,
I would actually tell you to watch Final Girl Halloween before the other one. Um, but it it's just so almost nonsensical in the sense of like I just don't really know what I mean. I get to slasher, but it didn't really. There's a setup, but just I don't know. I'm telling you, man, it was just kind of like what did I just watch everything? Or if it's the laziest setup for a sequel, I know because it's that's it. I don't know what to
okay.
tell you. I a kind of a mild implosion, maybe. Like I can't
All right.
recommend the movie for you, but I just want to get the year. I forgot to write down the year for this one. I think it's 87.
What's it called?
87.
Blood Lake?
Yeah, and it's got a cover that I bet you'd
Yeah.
love.
Yeah, I know that cover. Yeah, it's cool, and I do love it.
Yeah.
Yep,
Sorry,
definitely.
visuals for everybody there. Oh, it's a guy with a knife with a big moon in the back. There's blood splattered moon for whatever reason, and blood lake and blood red, and then a dead girl laying on a dock underneath them. Uh, and it's on Tubi, but
Should have been Blood Moon.
this 3.1 rating out of 10 is not lying to you. It's just I mean, it says other movies that it resembles Iced, Blood Frenzy. Some of these other ones are better. Like Blood Frenzy is maybe slightly better. Iced is roughly about the same. Like,
Slightly better. Wait, I thought you liked Blood Frenzy because I was gonna watch it.
uh, like
I think I took it
six,
off the list.
6 out of like. So
I'm
it's
not
better.
watching it.
It's better. It's better. Not better than this. Don't watch this then. If you're intrigued by this, let me just
No, I'm
get
not.
you
No, I'm
out of there.
intrigued at the absurdity. I'm intrigued at the absurdity of the ending. and like how there was no climax. I don't know if I've seen that before. I just want to see it for curiosity's sake, is my intrigue, not
Here,
because I think it's good.
this guy seems to sum it up. If I didn't articulate it well enough, 1 out of 10, one of the worst slashers out there, and this ain't a hard genre to succeed in. Blood Lake, quick review. This particularly awful film revolves around a group of poor acting kids in a cabin on the lake wherein somebody starts killing them. Good. I hated all of them anyway. The film's title actually appears in the extremely harmless Garfield font. Yeah, the fat cartoon cat. Kid you not. Well, geez, where to begin? The acting is repugnant and the atmosphere is weak. The story's unoriginal. The killer's really lame. How lame? Well, Jason wears a hockey mask and Freddy carries a machete. Wait, Jason wears a hockey mask and carries a machete. Freddy has the glove with knives for fingers. Chucky is a demented serial killer infested doll. This guy is a fat hick with cowboy boots, and one leg of his pants is tucked into a boot, and the other isn't. Fucking scary. I'm telling you. Well, roughly 25 minutes of the film are spent watching the kids water skiing on a lake. That's true. I'm serious here. They might as well have flashed the logo for a brand of skis they're using across the screen. We really spent about 10, 15 minutes watching a few of them water ski. Then finally they stop, head to the dock, and then again go out water skiing.
Awesome.
The kills don't even look good. There's really no gore at all. The movie's just a waste of time. And afterwards, you'll be so depressed that you may see your life as pointless if this is what you're wasting time. Sorry. If this is what you waste your time doing, watching total shit like this, you might just kill yourself. And then at the very end, it goes, by the way, it's shot on video. I even skipped some of it because it was going longer than I thought it was going to.
Wow.
But I'm glad to know I'm not alone.
That's great, though. That's great. Well, I'm very, very curious to see this Garfield font that it says Blood Lake on it, because I know that Garfield font well. And if it looks like that, it's going to be, I get a shirt made of that. If that's truly what it looks like. And you know what I would do? I'll get a specialty shirt. It'll say Blood Lake in the font, but it will have Garfield on the shirt.
You also failed to mention that not only does the killer wear his pants and boots like that, he also has a stupid looking hat that is evident and shadowed in the cover, but that's what he wears in the movie. It's so fucking bizarre. In fact, watch it for the first kill, Dave, the opening kill. I swear to God, the guy's like, I have nothing to do with this. He goes, oh, well, it doesn't matter. And then he just kills him. I swear to God, I wish I wrote the dialogue down. I wish I wrote the dialogue down, but it's something similar to that, like so matter of fact, like, well,
I enjoy it.
Yeah. Then check it out. But I guarantee
I will. That's great. Oh, well.
That opening scene in the credit.
See, I gotta see it. I gotta see the first 5 minutes and like maybe the last 10. Maybe that's what I'll watch. But I'm curious. Blood Lake on Tubi from the 8. I did skip it, obviously, for a reason. I was aware of it. I just, I had this, what I'm going to spend my time with is what I had to do, which, by the way, oh my gosh. Now I'll wait to the end, but I'll wait to say it later because I'm excited about it because only I am, but it's okay. Lost After Dark, 2015, co-written by a friend of ours, Bo Ransdell over at Legion. I just recorded with him. Remember I said I did that show not too long ago with for the summer series?
Yes.
With Bo.
He was on it.
As a matter of fact. Yeah. Anyway, this takes place in 1984. It's a great modern poster, by the way. Probably one of the best looking, easily one of the best slasher posters of this freaking, century so far. It's great. Looks old school, and they were doing that a lot at this time, trying to have old school looking movie. They still are, but these kids steal a school bus. They go to a cabin. Why they stole a school bus, I don't know why. I can't remember, but they stole a school bus. They drive off to a cabin. One of the kids, somebody has a cabin in their family, whatever. It's really funny because I noticed something. They were playing a cassette in the bus, and I looked at it because it's supposed to be the 80s, and I see the cassette. I want to see what it is, and they put it in the blaster, and they play it, and it's some rap music. But I look at it, and I could decipher by the words, and I started doing research. I'm like, wait a minute, that's not rap. And then it was Mr. Big, Lean Into It from 1991.
What was their big
For
hit? What was their big hit again? Shit,
well,
they
to be with you.
yeah, To Be With You.
And this isn't even that album. This is their second album. There was
Oh,
some talented musicians in that band, by the way. But anyway, yeah, lean into it was like the sophomore slump. 1991. Why somebody happened to have that cassette randomly, probably at their house? Okay, we need a cassette. Let's put that in there. So, I spent some time researching it, so I had to announce it. Um, Adrian is a likable lead. They have a lot of 80s stuff. There's a box of bugles in there, like bugles, the snacks. So
yeah.
they got it right. They used to be in boxes in the 80s. Um, the kids seem cool for the most part. So the bus breaks down and they don't make it to the cabin, and they stumble upon the Jode family farm, which is supposed to be, you know, something happened a long time ago, and you got a killer running around killing them. I forgot. Robert Patrick is the principal, Principal Cunningham. He uses a lot of cool names in this, like Adrian being the final girl or the lead. Like Adrian King, and all the names in this you could tell if you know your stuff, all the slasher stuff, where the names come from, and it's cool. But there's some good kills. There's some barbed wire stuff. There's a really really incredible surprise in this
Yes, I
movie at
remember
one
that.
point.
We reviewed this, remember, with Brandon? I remember that
Did
surprise
we?
too. That was the
I
best part of the movie.
It was great, yeah. But the kills are fine. You know what I mean? There was a sad thing with the dog. I don't know why they did that, but it was sad. I guess it worked, but maybe a little unnecessary. My complaint is that the lighting is too dark in some instances, and I don't know. There's other parts where everything was lit up perfectly. It just seemed like there was a bit of an issue with the lighting department there because some things it just didn't need to be that way. But I did enjoy it. Another problem I have is that they have this one cut scene and it says missing reel, which is it's fun and it's kind of clever, but don't do it in a scene where you don't see somebody and then it's a big reveal later and then you never know how and why. It's just I don't like it. It's too cute. It didn't work. It was a swing and a miss. But I like the end. I like the end of the movie. It was cool. Honestly, for 2015, I think for the most part they set out to do something and they succeeded. They wanted to make it like old school. Now it's not 100% old school, but it did the trick. It's a decent slasher. It's a half head. It's not going to make the list because big news. It's a seven. Sevens have been officially eliminated, folks. I couldn't wait to say it. As
That's
of
what you wanted to
today.
say. I figured it was something along those lines. I
Yeah.
remember reviewing this. I think the lowest of the three of us. I believe I did like the production value. I did remember it being a bit dark. I do like that big surprise that took me for good. And I also remember Jamie
Yeah.
chiming in, whether it be offline, just in chat or texting back and forth, or if she came on the show and talked about it and said that they screwed his script up a little bit, or they took some liberties with it, or there's something that the directors and or producers did with the script that wasn't 100% the script that Bo wrote. So, because when Jamie read
Oh.
that script, she thought it was tight and fantastic, and she even said that the final version of it didn't represent the script that she read. Well, I might be putting words in her mouth, so
Oh.
Jamie, chime in. Let me know, but I
Right.
think I got that right. So I have it on my list to rewatch. I haven't rewatched it yet. It was to come up. That's on Tubi as well. And I wanted to give it another chance because I wasn't trying to be hard. I wanted to be honest. When I did it, and since you did a friend one, I'm going to do a friend one, which is Ruined Me.
Oh
I
yeah, Ruin
rewatched
Me.
Ruined Me.
Yeah.
But before
Me
I get
too.
it, I had to do it. I put a Tubi back on, and I checked out what that dialogue was for Blood Lake. And this guy, it opens up. This guy's just gardening at the side of the house, and then it cuts to this killer with a knife. It's like so bad. Walking up, and he's like, "Hey, well, what's going on here? Hey, I just work here." He's like, "Well, that's good enough for me," and then kills him.
I love that. Wow. That's good enough for me.
And then kills him.
Bravo.
That's the opening kill. Nothing special, but I had to get that for you. So anyway, back to Ruin Me. What I'm going to be more interested about in Ruin Me, my rating didn't come up for this movie. Um, Preston has been on my show. We talked about we did that crossover show, the one I did the bonus show of TGIF and kind of called it an exploded
Oh
bonus
yeah.
show. We put on both things where it was kind of the making of the indie, and I talked to him about making the film, getting it on Shutter, and his next project that has sort of been in limbo because well, COVID kind of put it in a limbo, and it's just been routing up the funds and whatever. And I'm due for a follow up with him on that. However, I tried to judge the movie for what the movie was, and there's some good stuff in the movie. There's some good stuff, some good play on the slasher genre, but I just feel like it falls flat at the end, and it just doesn't have enough for me. And so I'm kind of at that six range, 6.5 out of 10. And he knows this. What I'm really interested in is to hear Carly, if it makes Carly's list, because she's really high on the movie.
Oh,
4.5 out of 5, according to her letterbox rating. So I'll be
wow.
very interested in seeing if it makes her list and having her talk about it because it's really cool when you see people enjoy some of these films that I just moderately. It's weirder when I'm so against it, like I hate it, and someone
Right.
loves it. But I mean, that's always going to happen. It's going to happen with uh, here, there, and everywhere with certain films. But the thing about Ruined Me is I just didn't like the opening of it, the setup with the drug thing. I think it just should have started with them on the road. I know they're trying to give the backstory, but I think it could have played out later. But the characters are decent enough. And then when they meet the group, it's like a group of slasher fans all getting together. And I think that's what kind of makes it fun. And they go to that slasher camp out type thing where it's like almost like an escape room. They're thrown into a slasher movie and it kind of
Right.
turns into a slasher movie. Some of it is a head fuck, and
Mm-hmm.
then some of it turns out to be real. So it's been on Shutter, and it's still on Shutter for anybody to check out. I recommend checking it out. I know Preston DeFrancis would recommend that you check it out and report back. But yeah, it's just like a high mild rumble, I guess.
Same thing with me. I gave it the same rating I gave it last time. And like I said, it's right, same as yours. I love the idea behind it, like you said, about going to the game thing and it being a slasher and it turning into one. That stuff's great. But it kept me guessing, I'll say that, but then it didn't. I didn't feel like it paid off. The twists and turns, I don't think they all fit the way they were intended to, or maybe not at all. Maybe they just, I don't know. And this one guy, and I don't say this much, but this guy Nathan, not a good actor. There were some lines that I just was like, no. And
The main
how
guy,
often do I say that? It's in my note. It says Nathan isn't a good actor, so I don't know. I don't remember.
I
I
wonder if
watched
it's the
this months
goth
ago.
guy. But the main guy
I don't
reminded me of
know, but
Brandon.
either
I made
way.
a joke. It's like Brandon could have been him. He looked like Brandon, the main guy.
Really? Oh, that's pretty funny. Shoot. But yeah, it's not bad. The whole slasher sleep out thing is a cool idea. The kills are fine. Excuse me, sorry. So where was I? Dude, because you had me add these movies, which
Uh-oh.
wasn't on my list a few shows ago. I had to watch this one, and I had a completely different type of experience with it. And that's Wolf Creek from 2005.
Yeah. Okay, good. It's a good. Uh-oh.
No, it's good.
Yeah.
I Now it's a slasher because the intent is a slasher. If you really boil it down, we discussed it after. I forgot exactly what I said, but I was like, well, this happens in this, but that's okay because the intent is there. He's a slasher himself. He has the bodies of the killer, just because maybe it didn't all work out exactly that way and he was torturing and whatever, and somebody gets away. There wasn't a lot of kills, but that's not what it was about for me, and this never happens. But watching it this time, I find myself caring about the characters. So just because nothing happens for the first 45 minutes, but in a good way where I'm actually not minding the time I'm spending with the characters. It probably helps that they're, attractive women and the guy seems
It's like
okay.
Hostel.
But
You put yourself in the shoes of the
okay,
characters, right? In a sense.
yeah,
That's what I mean. Like
you're
not to
right.
the overt, like, but I mean, you just put yourself in those characters. Like I could have been there backpacking or whatever, decided to take a day trip. and gotten into the situation. Did nothing
Dude,
wrong.
they, right, right, exactly. Did nothing wrong, and I just felt bad for them when things are going down. But he is great. You don't have him in this movie. If you don't have Mick and what's his name that plays him, I'm sorry. Um, what's his name? Either way, I can tell you that's written, produced, and directed by Greg McLean. So I mean that's pretty cool. I'm sure it's all of
And
them,
on
you know.
digital, and on, if you don't remember me talking about, on video, on digital. But back in the
Oh
day,
right.
it was in film,
Uh-huh.
this movie, and he made it look good.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes. But it's cool because he's got these a couple of fun, hip, attractive girls and this guy, and they're traveling, they're going to this place, and the car dies, and you're watching this movie and thinking this could be an alien movie. The way they're talking, you even know what's going on though if you're watching it the first time. Then we meet Mick, and he is so great the way he's able to charm them without being forceful and doing it. And it's so everything is so believable. The characters are all very believable to me. And like I feel like this is the situation that I could be in a situation like this. It just seems so easy to happen, but he's great. There's a great minimalist kind of score going on that I think really works for the film. In some ways, it kind of reminds me of TCM a little bit, like the idea behind some of the stuff they were doing with their sound and stuff. But man, I really feel bad for what's going on with some of the people here, and that one when they're sitting around the fire having that discussion, the tension that's there. I was really engaged the entire movie. I was just like sucked
Yeah.
into it. Hasn't
Awesome.
happened that way before. This time it happened. And when he does stuff, I love his humor because he's doing it to entertain himself. He's not doing it to ha ha for the camera and to be a
Yeah.
jokester. It's Iris. There's a difference, and I wish I could explain it, but I can't. It's something you pick up on or don't. But that's like I love when he goes, and I'm feeling bad for the girl when it's happening at first when he reveals himself and he shoots her, and he goes, "The look on your fucking face."
Yeah.
And it breaks up the tension. 1 second I'm watching it and I feel so bad for her, and then a second later he's able to make me like smirk because of his performance. So it just works. It makes it easier to accept it all. And I got to say though, the other girl is a really great friend. She keeps coming back, And then he has the other line. He's like, "Wow, I had her." And he goes, "We were great together, till she lost her head." He said. Dude, I loved it. I loved it. There's a car chase, which is unusual in a slasher, but it works. And there's a smart move going on during it. There's a suspenseful moment at one point. You know, uh, it works out. I like the reveal that they have. Um, and he's good with a gun, obviously, but he entertains himself. He's totally nuts. And I just really appreciated the film this time around. So it's gone up. So for me, it's a full head explosion now. I'm
With
big
me
on
as
it.
well. I know. Same. Did you watch the
Nice.
sequel?
Not yet. It hasn't come up on random. It will. I
Okay.
got 32 left because I'm taking Blood Junkie off or whatever the hell it's called. Not Blood Junkie. Blood. What's the word? Frenzy. Frenzy.
Well, I'm
Right?
trying to hit one. I'm trying to hit 250. I figure someone's got to do it.
I'm not gonna.
So
I was gonna hit 219 if I finished all these that I added,
where am
but
I
now it's
at?
gonna be 218. Oh, I'm gonna make it 217. I'm
I'm
gonna
at
cut a few more. I'm
204.
gonna go.
I'm at 204 right now. So I've got some work to do,
Wow,
but I can do
you're
it.
204. What am
Yeah.
I? I am 186. So we'll see. Whatever it is,
Yeah.
it
Well, I mean, I
is.
had a bad weekend, right? I watched three Amiga. I was away, no slashers this whole weekend. That's like that would have been at least, I could have probably gotten at
Right,
least six in.
for sure, for
So,
sure.
um, no, I'm so glad to hear about Wolf Creek, and I'm glad that, because I know
Yeah,
you're humming and hawing even afterwards, going, but is it? I like that's the intent. It's slasher horror. There's stalking. There's chase. It's just that we're focused on him instead of him being in the creature in the shadows. We've been introduced to him, and it's like he's
right.
a Jekyll and Hyde kind of turn, but it's a slasher, and It's almost
He's great, man.
disqualified. It almost would have been disqualified because I actually had to double check and say, did a part 3 end up coming out? It was announced and it's on IMDb, no different than like some other movies, but it hasn't been made. And it seems like it's like some like sort of lost in production, kind of like the Collector 3 was. Did you hear about the Collector 3? It's finally getting made. Did we talk about that?
Yeah, it's called
We
The
did talk about it.
Collected.
Yeah, the Collected.
Yeah.
Okay, I couldn't remember if we talked about that or not. But Wolf Creek. So Wolf Creek had a show, a TV show. So if it had a third movie, it would have been disqualified. But the fact that it
Right.
had 2 movies in the TV show, it's still in the running because that's just 3 properties. But if that part 3 actually came out, it would have been hosed, and there would have been another one gone. So
Hosed.
hosed.
Awesome. I don't hear you
And
using that. Oh,
did you
well.
know? Did you hear? I think there was news today. We didn't talk about it earlier. Friday the 13th show. There's been some movement. It literally
What?
it popped up right before we got on the show. I meant to bring it up in the intro and I didn't. And then
Man.
I got 2 things. Crystal Lake series
Breaking news.
is back as Jason Voorhees at the beginning of the Friday the 13th sequel. What? That makes no sense.
What now?
I don't know what
Sequel.
it is. Summer may be on its last legs, but Camp Crystal Lake is just starting to dust off its cabin doors and clean the blood from its picnic tables. Okay, ba-ba. Showrunner's out. Yeah, we know all that stuff. From the moment I watched Jason Voorhees squeeze a guy's eyeball out in its socket in glorious 3D at the tender age of 8 years old, I knew my creative path was someday destined to be converged with the man behind the mask, Kane said in a statement. Oh, that was Kane talking about it.
Kane? What's he involved now?
I don't
Maybe he's
know.
directing it.
I'm skipping. I maybe I've skipped over things. No, the new show. Oh, that's not Kane Hodder.
Oh boy.
The new showrunner is Brad Caleb Kane.
Oh, okay. Caleb. Okay.
Caleb. It's Kane. I thought it's Kane Hodder. I'm like, what? How was he 8 years old when Friday the 13th
Caleb Kane. Oh yeah, right.
There was so much wrong with the last 2 minutes that just went on. Anyway,
Oh,
so
God.
I guess he's back on it, and it's still with Peacock and A24.
All right. So Mr. Kane. Mr. Kane.
And nothing else other than a new showrunner. Nothing
Big
else
Daddy.
has seemed to change. Specific plot details are not yet available. And that's really it. And it's all because Brian Fuller was accused of sexual harassment.
Sexual harassment.
By Queer for Fear creator Sam Wyman in 2023.
Yeah, I
There
know.
we go. That's it. So that's the news. It's a new showrunner.
Well, Big Daddy Kane. All right, I'm down with it. Whatever. He's a fan, so that's something. Let's just hope he has passion. Let's just hope that he has skills. Otherwise, we'll raise hell. Because we could write Friday the 13th. That's what we should have done. We should have pitched some ideas. Why aren't we writing Friday the 13th instead?
Well,
More on
we
that
have
later.
no representation, Dave. We just have no representation.
Sons of bitches.
But anyway, yeah. So that it wasn't like that's really nothing news. I guess it's to say
No, but
it's
it was
back up and running.
It was good for a laugh at least with Big
Yeah,
Daddy with
but
Kane
That was me trying
Kane
to
Hodder
trying to skip over certain things and then missing key details of what I skipped over.
Right.
Did I talk about Sweatshop last week?
No, you did not.
Okay. So I watched Sweatshop. It's on YouTube because I couldn't find it anywhere else and I didn't feel like paying for it. So it was on YouTube for free. And here's the thing. The movie itself is pretty fucking weak. I'm not going to lie. I don't really like the movie. The kills are phenomenal. It's a showpiece for special effects. The problem with it is I hate the color palette. It was a $12,000 budget. What they were able to achieve on the budget was phenomenal. The kills are fantastic. The look is horrible. The camera work is it's too dizzying. The editing is too frantic. They show the gore, but then they do weird cuts to try to hide stuff, which they don't need to hide because they showed the good part
Right.
and it was great. So you're just like you edited around nothing that you needed to do. So at the end of the day, I can only give it a mild rumble. But if the kills are what you're looking for, it delivers, and there's a shit ton of them. The plot is thin as can be, but if anybody wants an old school slasher that is a thin as can be plot, it's like some kids decide that they need to have a rave in this abandoned warehouse, break in or use it,
Right.
set it up, and they start getting killed off one by one. That's pretty much it. And there's a big killer in there with like his little minion that I guess girls that he's tormented that are turned into like
Right.
uh, zombie kind of minions or demons, and they're running around, and he has this big sledgehammer hammer thing, and he's like right out of Silent Hill or something, and he just whacks people and breaks them in half or crushes them down, and
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
gory. And so it delivers on the
Yeah.
gore. So and that's a major component of a slasher. So on that, it delivers. But it's just unfortunately the package it's in. Although I have to admire what they did with 12,000 bucks, still the color, it just looked ugly. And there's just, I wish there was just a little bit more to it. But yeah,
Interesting. I never noticed the color, but either way, I understand. Like we probably rated around the same. It's like a 6.5 for me. I wish I could go higher because I enjoyed a lot of the kills.
yeah,
And that's what I want. Kids
yeah.
getting killed. There was just too much dancing around was my problem. There was just some decisions made, and I was like, they could have cut this, made a little shorter, and then all of a sudden the rave just starts for no reason in the last 20 minutes. Like
Yeah.
all of a sudden everybody's there raving. I'm like, where did they come from?
Where
There
did
was
they
some
come from is
stupid,
right. It's like they kill half the people that
yeah,
organized it. The ravers come, and then there's like
right,
a big, almost like collection massacre sequence.
right, man.
But again, for 12,000 bucks, got to give it to them.
Right?
Just wish again a little less frantic with the camera, or a little bit more. It was a say in the I don't know if it was a girl or a guy, because it was one of those names that could have gone either way. Um, and it was written, directed, or at least directed and photographed and edited by the same person. So
Oh, nice.
they're to be they're to be I guess commended, but also at fault for everything that I had problems with.
Yeah. Where were you around rate wise or whatever?
I'd say 5.5 to 6.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay. So this one here, I've only seen it once before and I always liked it, but I never heard a whole lot of love for it. It's just one of those movies that comes up, but I remember seeing it and being impressed by it, especially for being a slasher, a pre, 2000 slasher. This is from 2006. All the Boys Love Mandy Lane.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, I had the same experience I had last time. I quite liked it. I quite enjoyed it. I don't know
Same.
why it seems to be overlooked. And this is before Amber Heard became whatever. I guess she's a heel now. But whatever. This is long before any of that. So, but oh my gosh, Amber Heard is just stunningly beautiful. I mean, that's
Gorgeous.
really a lot to do with the story. She all of a sudden, according to the narration of the story, she got hot over the summer. You know what I mean? And before she was kind of whatever. And all of a sudden, boom! Every guy's trying to get with her. Her best friend is a boy, so they're tight as can be, and they're not the popular crowd. And it gets right into it too. That's why I like about the movie. The movie starts, they set it up. Matey, you got hot over
Old
the summer.
80s
Yeah, this
school.
guy's my friend. Hey, want to go to a party?
80s
Huh?
without being the overt like ode to the 80s that the teens and more recently have. This was like a
Mhm.
love note to the 80s. This is the one that has that kind of setup. And I told you when we were talking about, well, who does the old school credit sequence with the title and the blood dripping down, and it's
Aha.
this movie did it at the beginning. And I'm
See?
like, there's a lot to like about this one. I even like the twist. I actually came up on this first time. I was like so looking forward to this based on the trailer. And I'm sorry I'm stealing your review, but I liked it
Go
too.
ahead. We'll
That's it.
talk.
I just
No,
liked it
you
more
liked it too.
as I think that my third watch was my favorite, or my fourth, I guess,
Oh,
for
good.
this
Well,
time.
I enjoy that she goes off with her friend. It's 9 months later, and she's friends with these popular kids now, and She got mad at her friend because, which that scene in the beginning always gets me, and always, I've seen it twice. Both time I saw it, it got me. Like when he stands up, I guess scenes like that always get me. Like I feel with the height thing, and he's gonna jump off the roof. Can he make it to the pool? I've been in situations like that before, in more than one way. Just for fun, trying to do something and trying to see can I make it, or maybe trying to impress a female and taking on more than I can chew. So I can appreciate what's going on. But man, that scene is rough, and because there's an accident there. She doesn't talk to her friend anymore. She's hanging out with all these other people, what have you. And they're partying and they get killed. It's typical slasher stuff. It is what it is. There's funny part where they're doing whippets, which I wish it worked that way. When they get a whipped cream can and they freaking like that's enough to pass around to 6 people. Man, if it worked that way, I'd be doing one every night. But it doesn't. So, oh boy. So the fireworks kill. It's not a kill, but they this is probably when they use fireworks a funny way, which I like. They slit somebody's eyes. We always talk about slit throats and how much we love them. There's an eye slit. They slit across the freaking eyeballs, man. I freaking dig that. That's cool. It's weird. They're playing the Jim Jones tape. I don't know if people caught on to that when there's this towards the end. There's some trickery going on without spoiling anything. And there's a tape being played up in this room to like kind of like mislead people. And it's the Jim Jones tape where he freaking did the stuff that he said to all his followers when he killed them. And I just thought that was a weird choice.
Yeah.
I enjoy the twist, but I'm not sure about the end. I kind of would have wanted it to end according to the plan of the other person. Just have that kind of ending. I can still appreciate it, and it still kind of leaves a smile on my face. But I'm also thinking like, oh, if only they just would have done this and had it go out on that note. Because you don't see movies like that. You just don't.
Yeah.
But I did enjoy it. The
Agreed.
kills were good. The story was fine. It was an interesting take. The reveal is what it was, but it was kind of a cool thing. And I don't know why it doesn't get more attention. It's a half head explosion, but it's definitely in contention for me. It's
Same
it's a
with
good
same
flick,
with
man.
me. Same with me. Totally agree with everything you said. I remember, I think it was Bloody Disgusting cracked this one way back when they weren't as big as they were now. And I remember seeing the trailer and it didn't come out. It seemed like they showed this thing and I'm like, I gotta see this movie. That trailer still kind of gives me goosebumps, and it's got that
Nice.
suicide song in it. I can't remember the name of it right now. It's for but they use it in the trailer there.
Oh,
Um,
oh, it's a good
I have it on my
song. Son of
playlist.
a gun.
I can't think of it as well.
Right.
And I remember, when is this movie coming out? And I think it says 2006, but if I'm not mistaken, I don't think we were able to see it until 2008 or nine.
I think you're right about that. Yeah,
Somehow
I
it was
remember the big
shelved,
hold
and
up.
it did not deserve to be shelved. It's not a shelved type of movie. It was really
I don't
shocking.
get
But
it.
then I remember being slightly disappointed because I hyped it up in my head so much because I think I was waiting for a new slasher. And although we got the ones like Sweatshop and we got Drive Through and See No Evil, this one just looked a little bit more old school, where those ones looked hyped up. Like those ones are kind of like what Terrifier kind of stole their thunder, went with it with an iconic character, and went with the batshit crazy gore, uh, and
Yeah.
and the rest is history. And yeah, this one you're right. Does for whatever reason does, and I think now it's because of it's Amber Turd and everything that happened. But who gives a shit? Separate it. Enjoy this. She's hot as can be. This and Drive Angry. This fucking Gong shows, and yeah, it's definitely worth checking out, and it's a contender.
But dude, I think you nailed it on the head when you said what happened to you, I think happened to a lot of people because it was on the shelf for so long. We kept hearing about this movie. All the boys love Mandy Lane. All the boys love Mandy Lane. You kept hearing about it at festivals, and it built up because we weren't able to see it for so long. So I think after 3 years of waiting, when it came out, people were expecting something grandiose, when in
Yeah,
fact it's a solid slasher, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I
yeah,
think that's what happened: expectations versus reality. So.
yep, yeah, for
And
sure.
Amber Heard, I still like her. Now that I know she's crazy, it's more of a
Well,
turn on.
I know
Yeah.
you.
I'm a sick person, I guess. Not that I want anything to do with fecal matter involving sexually at all, because I do not. I can't even stand to be around cat shit. I clean it up as soon as it's there.
Oh,
But
you don't
just
rub that on
knowing
your
that she's
nipples?
done, she's nuts. Out of control.
Oh, I'm gonna make
Ugh.
myself gag. My next one is one that I had crossed off the list. It's a weird one because it doesn't have more than three entries. It only officially has two, but there's an unofficial third, and that's Sorority House Massacre. But I took it off the list because it's Sorority House Massacre. But I put it back on the list because I want to hit 250, and it's an hour and 15 minutes. So I watched it the other night.
Boom.
You know what? I don't like this movie. It's just because it wants to be a Halloween ripoff, and it seems like it's born from Nightmare on Elm Street. And you're like, okay, there's two things, but it's just poorly made all around that I can't get any fun from it. It's the same kind of feeling I get from Final Exam. So I can totally see if you like Final Exam, you'll probably like Sorority House Massacre, the first one. But it's not it's a slasher film. I don't know why I had such an adverse reaction to this one, but it just rubs me the wrong way. And there's so
Hmm.
much coincidence here and convenience and whatever. It doesn't make sense. Like, so the the guy was her brother or in the house and killed the family when they were young, and she got out. She was adopted and moved away, and he went to an asylum, and then she is pledging for sorority, what happens to be the fucking house that she lived in, and they slaughtered everybody in later on. And then he has a telekinetic connection with their Halloween. It's like it's combining all these fucking elements, and then he just beats one of the orderlies' heads out and literally runs out the door, runs out the back door of the insane asylum, scales a fucking fence. I mean, I know I brought this up in chat and I'm getting shot down because, hey guys, it's just a
Oh.
Halloween ripoff. I'm like, it's not, but okay, all of these are Halloween ripoffs, but this is just. It's like the lowest of the fucking low. Like, not even, it feels like it's not even trying. He scales a fence, you see some barbed wire, then all of a sudden he's hopping over the fence. There's no barbed wire. That's the joke. Runs to a gas station, grabs a station wagon right out of Halloween, and then he's off and running. Well, now he's driving to the sorority house to eventually kill the people that are within. And there's a couple of okay kills, okay. Like I'm really stretching it. They're nothing special. But it's
Right.
an hour and 15. It's in outdone. I just do not like the movie.
That's fair.
It's like
Yeah.
it's a full head implosion. Like it'd be like a one and a half. Yeah,
Wow.
I don't. Yeah,
Holy
out
cow.
of
It sounds like
five.
a
So I guess a
mile rumble.
three
Oh.
out of 10 or something like that. Yeah, well, it's just
Oh.
because there's nothing
That's
there. If I'm gonna watch a Halloween ripoff, give me something to at least sink my teeth into.
fair. Did you watch Offerings this year?
No, I haven't.
No, that's a Halloween ripoff. Watch it.
Offerings.
You know? So here's another one I watched because of our discussion last show. It made a list and just so happened to be selected. And it's the infamous Pieces from 1982.
Okay, well, another one
uh,
that I want to hear your thoughts on.
I'll tell you, I've always said this. It's one of my favorite starts to a movie ever. Everybody talks about the ending, and it is batshit crazy and whatever. But the beginning of this movie, I just adore it. I don't know what. It's so simple. It's just the thing, the kid, the puzzle, the woman's mad. This and that. He just freaking hacks her.
Yeah.
It's just cool. I just think it's great. And I always wanted the puzzle, and apparently they did come out with the puzzle years later, and I think that's cool. But then after that, 40 years later, we got a chainsaw beheading. Once again, we get Christopher George. I'm like, great. And once again, we get his beautiful wife as well in this movie together. She
Yeah.
plays a much bigger part in this movie. And I didn't realize she was the one that is known for the bastards, but it's definitely her. And it's kind of funny. I don't think it's any more funny than the woman in, what do you call it? The twins, the twin killers.
Sisters? Oh,
Thanksgiving. You know, the good Thanksgiving slasher. Because that woman does some funny things in there. Isn't it weird how our minds are shot? I
yeah.
would ordinarily know this right off the top of my head, But
Well,
I can tell you
I
this:
know mine's, I had
when
a shit sleep last
it's
night.
called Slasher, it's called Slasher too. That movie is it's real. When you watch it in the beginning,
Oh,
but I still
pieces?
can't remember.
Oh,
No,
oh,
another
blood rage. Yeah.
Blood Rage. There you go. Too many blood movies on our minds
Yeah.
lately. That's the problem. So anyway, yes, there is an investigation, and we had the inspector and we had the sergeant on the campus and everything else. His wife, being the tennis player and doing her thing, and it's fine. I think it's funny. At one point, they said they'll think you're in bed with Chainsaw Charlie because we talked about Chainsaw Charlie a few times here, Chainsaw Christian. Uh, but I don't understand, and they're not supposed to understand that kung fu thing. The guy just attacks you for kung fu with kung fu because he said he ate bad sushi. I'm like, what the hell are you
So
putting
there's
that
supposedly,
here for?
if this is a true story, the producer was
Like a
also,
crossover, right?
yeah, he was making a kung fu movie. He's a fan of it, wanted it in the film, and they wedged it in. And it's as simple as that, which almost makes it even funnier.
It's weird, that's for sure.
It's
But I guess that's
fucking
to some
great.
people that's the charm, and that's fine. It's just okay, there's that great waterbed kill that works out. There's a good
Yeah.
shower kill. I'm not into the investigation stuff as much as I'd like to be. I understand what they're going for, and it's cool that they have different suspects and that you have Bluto in there from Popeye doing his thing. It's freaking, which I find funny. Being you have
Being
red
like the
herrings and
big
everything
red
else.
herring that
Right,
it's like,
yeah, it's
couldn't
funny.
look any more guilty.
Right, I know. And the kills are good for the most part. I enjoy the movie. I'm just not. I could see why it could be. You're right. It's more slasher than Jello. I'm with you there. So that's fine. But I'm still not over the moon about it. I'm fine with it. It's a half head explosion. It's not going to make a list. It's a seven. Seven's hard disqualified. But I don't regret watching it. It's just not something I want to run back to. There's other slashers that I would rather watch, but it's fine. So, but I know
I'm
people
good.
love it
I'm
for
good.
some reason. But
Well, I've now come to love it. I liked it before, but the last few solidified it, and it's a contender for sure for me. My next one
nice.
is on, I believe, Tubi. Horrible, horrible transfer of the movie. It's called Blood Tracks. I think it came out in 1985. It looks like it was copied from a bad VHS, and that's what we've got. And it might be on. I just figured Tubi would have had a better transfer. I'm surprised no one else has picked this up to give it a Blu-ray release, like Vinegar Syndrome or something else. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it has been, but whatever transfers on Tubi is god awful. This is the movie that I think was Smart Egg Productions. It was done right after,
It
probably right
is.
after Nightmare,
Yeah.
or at the same time. And uh, this, if the transfer is better, my enjoyment might have been better. There's a lot of walking around, but there seems to be a lot of cool like kills and options. It just seems to be a lot of I'm just going to leave for the shits and giggles of leaving so I can go get killed type of thing instead of there being a valid reason. And then it's kind of that mutant family, which the opening kind of explains, but doesn't explain a fucking thing. I always love how these families, they escape like an alcoholic uncle or something like that. Then they live in the fucking woods for years and they become maniacal family that kills to live. Like, why can't they just be normal? And just say, yeah, we lived off the land, but
Right.
they hide out in this factory. What this factory is doing, I don't know. Why it's been abandoned for so long, I don't know. They probably explained it in there, but like I said, bad transfer. That's what I'm blaming it on. Everybody gets killed one by one. There's a large body count. It it was fun for what it is. The only chance I'll watch this again is if it comes out with a better copy, so I can actually sort of make out what's going on in some of the scenes. But it was
Fair.
that poor that I just was like, wow, I watched this, but did I? Like, if that's the only way to see it, then yeah, that's it. But just
Wow. I
sort
don't
of
recall this.
ho hum. I'm just gonna give it like right smack dag in the middle. Like I didn't wreck my time with it, but it added absolutely nothing new. See, Chris, I'm stealing your shit. 5 out of 10.
Oh, there you go. Stealing them. All right. Blood Tracks. I don't have any notes about the transfer, so I'm not sure where I watched it, but I don't have that. So I apparently I enjoyed it a little bit more. It was like a 6.5, but I don't know. I don't know. I remember. I don't remember where I watched it or everything. I don't have any notes about it being a bad transfer. It's funny though because they have like the Italian type dubbing in there and stuff. So am I right? This is the
Yeah.
movie.
Well, but I'm
Yeah.
not sure why because wasn't it? It's the one with the rock band, but I just assumed it was American, but I
Yeah.
could be wrong.
And then, and then they had a song and they were singing. It was just like Poison. I want action tonight, but their song was "We Are Rocking Tonight." It was great.
Yeah.
Oh man, so funny,
Now,
so
now,
funny.
I could stand corrected, everybody. I'll check Tubi, but it may have been on YouTube. Uh, but I'll check while we're talking. But it's again, it's difficult. It's completists only. If you haven't seen it, you like to watch slasher films, that's the only way I could sort of recommend it for you.
No, I feel you. I understand. Okay, I'm gonna skip a couple just for the moment because I don't know if we're gonna run out of time and talk about ones that I've never seen before. Island of Blood, because I think you brought up not too long ago from 1982, also known as Who Done It. Nice start. The POV shots, 80s music. Um, Too bad there was a gunshot. There was a good start, but whatever. Real estate concerns with the island. I really like the lead. Yeah, her, Marie Alice Rakashner. Ooh, yeah, I like her a lot. She's cool. And it was they were making a movie, and the kills are just different. There's a boiling pool. Someone gets killed in there, and the music's playing all the time, and spear me, they're saying, and people are getting speared, and they have chop me, nail me. Every time someone's killed, that this thing's playing back and forth with, and they're playing the song for it. It's pretty whacked out. It's just, but I don't know. It's a little slow. I like that the character, she's about to quit, and she says, "I'm going back to Buffalo." She says, and that was the girl I like, Marie. What's her name? Kastner. But I then she gets killed. There's a battery acid shower, which is kind of cool. And I'm mad because now they kill the lead off early. The one time I'm into the lead, they kill her off early, and that's what happened.
This is
And
the
so I
Nico
was like,
one, right?
"What's that?"
The one directed by Nico, whatever.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
The one that
Yeah,
was on the Video Nasties.
I think so. Yeah, Island of Blood. Yeah, there's a decent chainsaw kill in there. The reveal was kind of different. You saw something and something else, and they threw a couple things out there, and it was kind of different. I'll give them a little credit for that, but it's probably going to be my lowest rated for the week. I give it like a mild rumble. It's just there.
This is not the Nico one. This is I didn't even seen this one ever. This is the William T. Nod because when you said 82, I'm like, no, Isle of Blood. The one I'm talking about was earlier. This is different. I haven't seen this movie.
Hmm. There you go. One more to hit 250. Just keep listening to me, even though I'm not endorsing it. But it's different. It's good to see.
Yeah, the one that I was talking about was um from I thought it was 70 something. It was on the Video Nasties list. Island of Death, 76.
Okay. I kept getting confused and thinking I was putting that in when I was searching for it like a dummy.
And
Yeah,
I might
Island
have been
of
calling it
Death.
Island of Blood to be honest, but that's good. So Island of Blood to add, even though you don't recommend it. I haven't seen it, so I got to be a completist, I guess, or
I
as
like the
close
girl.
to it as possible. Okay, man, I've skipped so many from the. I watched The Ice Cream Man. Too silly for me as
Ah,
well. For me, I typically don't mind silly. It was just too out there. Like, I mean, every quibble you had, I totally agreed with when I thought you're being a little hard on it. Like the kid hiding in the cart that is at the bottom and to try to get past the guy, stupid. The police having a search warrant
yes.
and not
Thank
going
you.
out into the fucking truck, stupid.
Yes.
Him
See?
serving ice cream with bugs in it and whatever. Why? Like, I
Right.
don't get The movie makes no fucking sense. And then
Yeah,
it tries to be like it's almost like in his mind, or I don't know, whatever. It's just totally passable. It didn't have any charm for me personally. It's a harmless watch. I just didn't like it at all. So
fair.
mine's
Yeah,
a mild rumble, but I would never watch it again, ever.
that's fair.
Simple as that. Yeah.
Okay. Well, okay, that's a quick one. I'll try to make this one quick. This movie, a lot of people don't seem to like it a lot. Don't know why, but it's a Polish movie from 2020 called Nobody Sleeps in the Wood Tonight. You've seen
Oh,
this?
I've seen one and two.
Okay, I'm not gonna bother with two because the way I felt about one, which I liked, but I didn't hear one person say two was better, so I'm not even going to chance it, thinking it's gonna be better and it's gonna make the list. This isn't gonna make the list. I'm giving it a 7. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Interesting start. What's going on? Who's under the house? What's happening 30 years later? The kids going to camp, giving up their devices. Good stuff. It looks good.
The guy gets
It's
laid.
shot well.
Yeah. That
Yeah.
girl gets naked.
That Indeed. Yes, we get that stuff. She was good. Yeah. Giving up the devices and giving up the goods, right. The shot well, like I said, good lighting, the score is good. You got this big gross killer. Uh Man, it does the tree kill the right way, not the way they did it in Jason 7. It actually the head did hit the freaking the tree, and it was cool. It did it multiple times. I love when you see somebody's head thrown out as a reveal that they're dead, somebody that you're waiting to see or a friend. I love when they do that in slashers. It's great. Um, they come across a house looking for this missing boy because he goes crazy. He goes missing, pardon me, after he hooks up with the one girl at night. And they're off to the races. They end up being in the house, and then they got to separate. And, it was a bit silly that thing, this one, that the killer wasn't seen by the person next to him, but it was a great kill when a freaking log went right through the back of somebody's head and came out the front.
Yeah.
Dude, there was a couple
Super
good
gory.
kills.
Yeah. It's good
Yeah.
gore.
The
Good
and
gore.
yeah, dude, and production values are all really good. It kind of lost me in the third. It got a little long, and then they started getting into the twin stuff and the story, which is okay. And I just don't. There was a weird situation in a church when somebody meets a preacher, and the preacher ends up acting a certain way, and to my recollection, it was never revealed why. Maybe it was something that my dumbass missed, but I was like, that's weird. And it just really slows down. There is some good character stuff. So I do enjoy it. And there's a nice split kill when someone gets it down the middle. It's fine. I do enjoy it. It's not gonna make the list, but I'm glad I watched it. So it's in 7 land. It's not gonna make the list, but if you haven't seen it, check it out.
I
And
like both of them. And yeah, they deliver
yeah,
what they promised to deliver. They're kind of Friday the 13th-esque ripoffs, but gory and fun. I
right.
They could possibly list B-list contenders, but I don't believe so because, like I said, most of my list has kind of been finalized, and there's just not enough room.
Wow.
Well, more
Interesting.
or
I haven't
less
even
finalized. I mean,
I
just
have
again,
nothing. I haven't labeled anything yet.
like I
I don't
told
have
you,
my number one.
I
Nothing.
mentioned this to the other. I took my old list, pulled the franchises out, like the ones that are disqualified.
Yeah, yeah.
There is where I started. And there was still shockingly a good amount of movies in that list. But then some
I
rewatches and whatever,
expected.
things came back up. A few things dropped down, but not by much. Most of them went up. Most of them went up.
It's weird for me because a lot of the stuff that made my list last time is not going to make it this time. And I thought it was going to be the opposite. I thought, oh, all these are a shoe in. I just got to find ones to plug into these franchise movies now. No, I've had such a good time watching so many new ones and rewatching, and it's been weird, you know. So, and rewatching has been a real big thing this year for me, even with modern films. Like everything that I saw the first time at the theater and wasn't completely blown away, or maybe slightly let down when I went back for the second and sometimes the third watch, which I've done with like 3 or 4, all of them went up. Every single movie that I went back to the well went up. Problem is this:
That's-
the movies that I saw gave a high rating right away. I haven't rewatched, and I'm afraid I'm going to watch them and they might come down. But I don't
well,
know. We'll see.
I mean, I guess it's a good problem, but I know
Yeah, yeah.
it's been fun. And again, a lot of ones that I just missed. You think you've seen them all, and I'm not talking
Oh
about
no.
recents. I'm talking about these ones like Island of Death. Perfect example. Or
Right.
wait, I just screwed that up now. Island of Blood.
Right. I was doing
Uh,
the same thing when I was looking for.
there we go. Ooh, I gotta talk about Silent Rage. I kind of dismissed this the last time I watched it. It was the Chuck Norris slasher movie. It's a slasher movie. I mean, I watched it the last time. I don't remember
Yeah.
liking it. I enjoyed it. It's not going to make the list, but it was a solid watch. I'd watch it again. Chuck Norris, I don't know how he became popular because he just made a career out of underplaying everything. Out of all the action stars, I'd say he
Right.
underplays his role the most out of all of them. All of them. And
He's
here
like Bronson.
he barely emotes and he just like, okay. Like I don't it's just the weirdest, but it works. I like him still. The movie's good. It's got a couple of familiar actors that you'd recognize, seen it. They got this killer that doesn't seem to die. They do some experimental regenerative medicine thing on him, and that sort of explains it. And he's very Terminator-esque because he just keeps coming and coming and coming until he gets pretty much Michael Myers part Halloween Ford down a well at the end or something like that. But
Right,
it's
right.
you know what? It's fun, but it's good. I'll rewatch it. It's on Tubi. It's worth checking out. I don't know why I didn't think this was slashery enough the first time because it's very much a slasher film.
Yeah,
And
man.
so yeah, it's worth checking out. I enjoyed it, but it's a 7 out of 10.
Yeah, that's kind of around where I am with it. 6.5, 7-ish. Yeah, no, I like it. I've always
Yeah.
liked it. I saw it when I was a kid, and I remember just catching that freaking final chase and how this guy just kept coming back. I was like, wow,
Well,
you
because
know.
there's
So,
that and there's Hero and the Terror, which is another one that one's more action, but that's kind of like actually I don't
mhm.
know if I've added that to my list because I guess that could be considered a slasher too. Like he doesn't do as many kills. Like Silent Rage, he kills more, but Hero and the Terror
Right.
is pretty much another version of it.
Hmm. No, no, I feel you. I
Yeah.
haven't seen that one in I don't know, it's a long, long time. I gotta go back. Okay, here's one. Oh, this movie. It's called Freeway Maniac. It's from
Oh,
1989.
I've seen the cover for this, but I've never seen the movie.
Well, let me tell you something. It's not gory, but they did a good job with the kills and the amount of kills. So that
Okay.
says something. But it's so funny because he's the child killer in the beginning. Starts right off the bat. He kills mother and boyfriend, right? But they were assholes. But either way, he kills them. Goes to an asylum, right? So this new guy is starting at the asylum, and this guy's showing him around. And you talk about when you were telling me about your story with sorority house and how easy the killer got out and what happened and the way he looked and all that. I watched this after, and it's the same thing. I'm like, you're not gonna believe that. I couldn't wait to talk about this because of this. So this guy, this is how this guy escapes. The guy's showing in the room. He said, "This guy's the most dangerous one. He's been killing since he was a kid." So he goes to open the door. He's got the key, unlocks the door. So it's him and the guy with him, the new guy he's training. And as soon as he opens the door, he gets hit in the mouth with like a folding chair. So that I guess he's allowed to have a folding chair and this thing he's sitting on it, picks it up, whacks him, goes after the other guy, crushes him, and he escapes friggin' the asylum. Just looks like he looks almost like Steve Perry from Journey if he was buff. He's just like a regular looking guy. And he has jeans, he has blue jeans and a white freaking undershirt. And he goes through the movie killing like this. So, but I'm going further out. He gets out, he runs out of the place, he steals a car, You know, he gets out so easily. Oh man,
So it's the
it's
exact
nuts.
same thing. Freeway Maniac?
I know. Freeway Maniac. Then the girl that is there, she goes, and it's her story too. Her boyfriend is cheating on her, and she busts him, and it's kind of funny the way you got to see this because it's
I put it
funny the
down.
way it happens. Anyway, she gets busted. He gets busted cheating. She's an actress. She's pissed off. She's driving. She misses the day of work. Her car overheats out of nowhere, and it's so funny because the car starts overheating, and she gets up and she runs like 50 yards as if the car was gonna blow up. It was the funniest thing, and the way she approaches
I
it slowly.
I'll definitely check this
So
out for sure.
from there, she gets to a mechanic's place, and the mechanic is a rapey guy. And he said, in a day, he's going to take overnight to freaking do it. And he's trying to freaking get it out with her and stuff. But the killer, all right, who escaped the asylum, happens upon the place and freaking he makes it so the girl ends up escaping because the guy's attacking him. He kills the guy. So off he goes. So now the maniac kills him after being shot. We don't know why, but he just keeps going. And the actress talks about it on the news, what happened. And he happens to see it on TV. And oh, by the way, he ends up back in the asylum and we don't know why. He's just, they recaptured him. That's all we're to know. And he escapes again. Okay? He escapes again during a transport magically. They're doing a transport from one place to the other, and he breaks freaking the stuff that's
God.
holding him down. All of a sudden, he just gets up and he kills the guy and he kills the driver. So now the guy takes off, and he decides he's obsessed with this girl, and she's making this terrible sci-fi film. So he happens upon he finds a way to get there on a movie set, and ends up killing the cast and crew of this movie set. But it's done in daylight, half of it. It's done in such a way. The good thing about it is this, and there was an article. I was reading a review of it, and this is what I want to tell you this. Body count 24.
Whoa.
24. Female stabbed to death. Male stabbed to death. Male hit with a chair. Male brained on wall. Male killed. Method unseen. Female strangled. Male hit on the head with a spanner. Male stabbed with scissors. Male thrown out of ambulance. Male hit with a wrench. Male run over with a truck. Male killed in a truck crash. Oh yeah, he also kills a trucker for the second time when he escapes a semi. Male killed in truck crash. Female thrown from truck. Male killed in truck crash. Female killed in truck crash. Male burnt to death. Female burnt to death. Male punched to death. Female impaled on log. Male has neck broken. Boo. Male run over with motorbike. Male kill with chainsaw. Male kill with claw hammer. Male has head pushed against clothes peg. That's the kind of movie we're dealing with. It's ridiculous. There's a lot of kills, though. They're not gory, but they're interesting. It's a 6 out of 10 for me.
I got to check it out, man.
Rumble, but I want people to see it.
Oh, I'm going to check it out.
It's interesting.
It's canon.
Yeah.
Canon released this, so you know what you're getting yourself into.
Canon.
And I didn't even realize it's not the movie I thought it was, or it's not the cover I thought it was, because I looked at it, and no matter what cover I'm seeing here, it's not what I was thinking it was. But this looks shit crazy. I got to check it out. It's so up my alley. It's crazy.
It's ridiculous, but
wow.
fun.
Hey, I asked ask you something. What the fuck is going on with me tonight, man? There's something so wrong with me.
I wish.
Let me ask you a question. As we get canceled.
Axum. Did you ever watch that one? Axum? That's probably a slasher.
No,
I'm gonna look it up and see if it is.
Are you considering Joyride 2 and 3? Because I heard some of them are slashers.
Right.
Now, Joyride, I love Joyride, but that's more of a thriller, and I wouldn't say it's a slasher, although I love it. Really enjoyable. But I really enjoyable. But I heard 2 and 3, or one of them is straight out slasher.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they are. I think I own the one that's a slasher.
Well, I'm gonna put
Jason
2
Lloyd
in.
Loves it.
I'm gonna put 2 and 3 on my list and watch them for the show. And see.
I'll try. Damn it! Every time we're adding more. Yep,
Yeah.
pulling back. So Axum was made in 1992. The weekend retreat in a remote cabin in the woods for a group of childhood pals turns into a terrifying fight for survival. Slasher horror, teen horror. It is a 1.3 on IMDb.
No, thank you.
1.3.
I can't.
Ah,
I've tortured my. Who am I kidding?
right.
I'll write it down. Axum.
Yeah, Axum. Oh
Is
my
it on
gosh, that's
Tubi?
awful.
Come on, tell me it's on Tubi.
No, I didn't even know. You can buy it on Amazon. I don't think it's on Tubi. Maybe it is.
Well, they got
Oh, that's
The
awful though.
Axe Grinder series, which there's like six of.
Hmm.
Axeman 2 at Cutter's Creek. Axe Grinder.
Yeah, X-Man, but not Axum. There it is.
Yeah,
Not available on any of your streaming services.
yeah.
Oh,
Of
you can
course
ask
not.
Parker. It's
Anyway,
an hour and 11 minutes.
oof,
It's a cheap watch. It's a number padder for a 1.3.
no, thank you. Let me bring
Oh,
up. We're going to talk about a newfound footage that was brought to our attention by Jason Smith, who saw it, loved it, raved about it. When he sees something and loves it, he tells pretty much everybody.
yeah.
And that is, and it's on. It was a YouTube movie. I think he made it. It's a YouTube. These guys make YouTube shorts. They're a comedy troupe, I guess. They make some shorts,
Right.
and they've started doing some
Hmm.
horror shorts, and now he did a movie, just over an hour, just a bit over an hour, very quick watch called Milk and Cereal from 2024. A surprise birthday prank takes a turn for the worse when a popular social media duo must face the reality of the terrifying aftermath.
Indeed.
And
Yes.
I don't disagree with what he said. Right now, this is the best found footage of the year that I've seen. Um, and that right now, that's the third found footage movie. Or wait, the fourth. There's one that I saw that was absolutely piss poor. It's going to be the worst of the year for me, probably anyway. But the ones that stood out were Life of Bell and to a lesser degree Frogman.
Yes.
But I still think this is my favorite. There's the most going on in this one.
Right.
Don't you
Yeah.
agree?
There's a lot. The most going on, huh? I mean, yeah, I guess so. Yeah, especially the way it unfolds for a while when you're going to the present, to the future, to the past. And I'm making it sound a lot more confusing than it is. It's really not. It is. They just do it a couple times, but it's not fine. I admittedly got confused at one point. Two of the characters looked too alike for me, and there was so many pranks happening at once that I didn't. Something was going on where it wasn't registering for me, and it was so funny because Jason Smith just happened to freaking message me in the middle of me watching it
Yeah.
and letting me know about it. I said, I'm watching it right now. And I said, I was just falling out of it. I said, because I'm confused. And then I talked to him and he helped me out. Then I had to rewind a couple times and check this out and check this out. And then ended up okay in the end. And he said it would. And it did. And I like it. It's not I'm still partial to Life of Bell. But this is the kind of movie that a lot of times would show up on my challenge list. It's it's the kind of found footage movie where there are a lot of dark, kind of extreme ones with serial killers that these type of found footage movies, and they really work for me because of the aspect of found footage being used. It seems more believable. So this fits alongside with there's probably like a dozen or so other ones that are similar to it in style. Where not in the style of going back and forth in pranks, but just
Yeah.
having a serial killer doing a show and things leading to and some things actually being disturbing. Like there was the one disturbing thing in here for me, and it was honestly it was the girl, the situation with
Oh
the
yeah.
Asian girl.
Yeah.
That
Absolutely.
more than anything, and that's just one part of the film. It's not even a whole lot to do with
To be
you
honest, I wish
know
there was more of that. I
plot.
think the movie could have been
Me
longer
too.
and included more of that. And I'm almost wondering because when I saw it listed somewhere, it said an hour and 20. I think it might have been on IMDb, and it's an hour and two. on YouTube. So I'm
Yeah.
wondering if he cut stuff out to for what reason? I don't know. Maybe to get more views. I don't know why, but I'm starting to think, as weird as it may sound, and hear me out, YouTube might be a good way to distribute the movie. You're not going to make money from it necessarily, but it can be a way to get around copyright infringement if you want to do things that by trying to put it into a film festival or something else, you'll have to jump through hoops for doing, where it's built into the YouTube algorithm. For instance, if I want to put a cover of a song into a movie, a cover, not the actual song, a cover, you have to get like the licensing rights to be able to put that into your movie if you want to put it on like to
Right.
film festivals, even if it's a cover of it, and a sync license or whatever. Now, not that you don't need to do that for YouTube, but it's built into the algorithm. So you just say cover of, it contains cover of whatever, and then they get the licensing or whatever. That means you can't monetize, I believe, but so be it. Now, this movie's not doing that. I'm just doing an offshoot of saying it's not a bad way to do it. You get a lot of eyes on your movie, and it's, fan films have been doing it for a long time now. But I'm talking about legit films. What difference does it make?
Right.
YouTube, Tubi, at the end of the day, if it gets views, it gets views. But this guy's done it right. They I guess they have a following, but they're a comedy team, and they like to do horror. And
Right.
I will tell you, the main guy was a very good actor. When he thought he was being, I mean, at some point in life, you got to say, if we're running a prank show, everything that happened in my day to day, I would assume was a fucking prank. But they still managed to sell it of the guy thinking that something's happening that is not happening, and he gets freaked out, and the look on his face looks like absolute terror. And I'm like, these guys are
Yep.
good actors. The one weak link was the son character of the guy, um, the actor who helps
Yeah.
them out, and
Maybe
they go
he
to the
hit.
son.
Yeah.
He was
Yeah.
the weakest link from acting.
I mean, maybe I thought maybe he was a little carried away with his anger based on, but that's probably written that way. You just thought his acting, his delivery of lines wasn't up to par,
He didn't see, everybody else
basically.
seemed to sell their role. They all did a really good job. Very pleased. It's not like acting, sort but good found footage acting. I wasn't turned off by
Right.
it. The son was the weakest link. He's not terrible, but he's the weakest link for sure. But I wholeheartedly recommend it. It's a quick watch. I mean, if it's not going to make I don't think it's going to make my list. I don't know. I don't think it will, but because I'm like half head, half head, lower part of a half head. I really liked it. I think I needed more of the stuff you were talking about that was disturbing. They could have gone into more of that video. Why couldn't they? They were showing things like you were saying, they're going back and forth. This part of the prank, the setup for the prank, his setup for the prank, the aftermath of this him going to do the serial killer stuff. Why not more of previous serial killer stuff? We know that we've got it because we've got all those containers,
Hmm.
so
For
there could have
sure.
been more. I'm surprised that I guess I'm just saying, like, they had a feature length film. They just
Well,
needed like
there
10,
is more
15 minutes more.
because,
Yeah.
well, there may be other movies. Maybe they'll
Well,
put
sure.
out other movies because obviously he's done it before. So let's see what else he's done on this show. Maybe it'll come out. Maybe the cops go there and they confiscate. They find his videotapes, and these are the lost. This is the lost footage. By the whatever the Arkville freaking police community or whatever the hell. You know what I mean?
And
These are the lost tapes.
and we it
But
could that could be an easy way. The other thing is, just because of the way it ends doesn't necessarily mean that's the way it ends, right? We didn't see, like you always said it. You've said it time and time again.
true.
Unless you
True.
see a body, is there a body?
Yeah, it just screwed me the other day in a movie, and I still enjoyed the movie, but at first I was a little bit like, yeah, I knew that person was gonna come back. So yeah, so who knows that? But I do like it. Here's what's cool. March 13th is the birthday day, and that's my brother's birthday. So that was cool. I gotta tell him about that. But I like it.
Awesome.
I like that he's a give the shot whatever you do, and they're a prank group and they're doing what they have to do, and they're trying to upload it to YouTube, and YouTube, and this guy's making private movies for himself, not for the channel. And he's a serial killer. And it's weird because earlier on, it's almost like you would think his friends would know because they're playing the game and they're playing the drinking. Never have I ever. And he says they killed a cat. And I'm
Yeah.
thinking, okay, is there going to be a story? And it's just one of those things you shouldn't do. And I'm thinking, well, that's serial killer 101,
Well, that
sadly.
I
'Cause-
know. That's what was great about it. They just kind of off. They just play it off because they're drinking.
But I tell you, if you told me you killed a cat, drinking game or not, I don't know. I just think I would react a little differently than that. I don't know. I just found that they
They
no
answered
sold
it.
it, and I'm
You're right.
surprised.
I
You know,
admit they could have gone on about that a little bit longer. Like they're like, what? And then he's like, well, whatever. And he says this thing, and then they kind of just dismiss it like, well, you crazy, man. And
yeah,
I agree. I think they could have probably played off that a bit more without, I think they wanted to put that in there, but not play on it, to dismiss it, to just realize that we're coming back to it a little bit later because he is a serial killer.
right.
So,
And that's the kind of movie it is. It's about him. It's about him and his friends and the pranks. And you'll find out that there's issues, amongst the YouTube channel, and he's kind of angry at one of the guys. And there's not a lot of kills in it. There are kills, but again, it's an hour and 2 minutes long or something like that. So,
yeah.
but it's good. And I wish I could sit here and name you those other dozen freaking movies that are very similar to this one about a killer with a camera that I enjoy, but it fits alongside with them. It's probably right in the middle as far as quality for me. But I'm telling you, I'm gonna come back one day soon when all the slasher business is over, and really, because I have watched so many more found footage movies. I mean, it's been a little while, but I have them all written down, my ratings and all that. And there's some that I've never talked about that I've come across, and they've been really good. But yeah, do you consider Late Night with the Devil to be found footage?
I mean, it kind of only abandons it when it goes into that kind of alternate. But there's a few found footage movies that do that. I'm a little forgiving of it. I used to be very nitpicky, but you kind of just have to let it go. I just hate it if they draw a lot of attention to it. Like Milk and Honey. It's a perfect, or Milk and Honey. Milk and
Milk and
cereal.
honey.
Milk and cereal um, works, but it's an edited, finished piece. That's why I feel like you can almost say, like, the movie I like, the found footage movie I wanted to do would have been kind of presented like this. But the reason it was presented like this is because it was supposed to be an edited, finished piece. They haven't explained that, which could easily be the sequel, to say that that's the reason you
Right?
saw what you saw, because I created it for you to see it edited in that way. And that would be a great reveal in a second movie. But otherwise, you can have a lot of questions like, why is it presented to be like this? Like, found footage has become a subgenre that you just have to let it go from that. Like, they're going to film, they're going to use any means possible. And some of them, like, the Den or some of the other ones, it can flip from a iPhone to a security cam footage to this, like a podcast, to like a phone call, to whatever. It's almost like you could jump through any media type, whether it be audio, video, or a combination of either, to present the movie. And you can't even question it almost anymore. That is just what the subgenre has become.
Yeah, man. No, it's cool. And sometimes, like, I don't consider what do you call it anymore. Um, we
Oh,
talked about it.
yeah, which I
Remember
just, uh,
Leslie Vernon.
yeah.
Leslie Vernon, which
Well,
I don't
it's
consider that.
like,
I took it off the list. It's not found footage. It's partially, but
yeah,
a lot of it's just not. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
I want to include it, but I got to keep my list what I consider. So it's almost like classifying slashers. You know what I mean? It's just some count, some don't. So, but I consider Late Night with the Devil to count because it's just like Ghost Watch, really, except for the stuff at the end, which can be interpreted different ways.
And it's over. Like, I think Leslie Vernon really walks that fine line of almost 50% of it not being that whole last act,
Right.
the opening, some other cuts.
Right.
So I could see that. Whereas late night, we're talking about one sequence. The last
Right.
broadcast, I think it abandons it for the end. The Den is found footage right into that last shot, and then it reveals to give you that capper of an ending where you're just realizing it's some
Right.
dad watching it. But I mean, that's just a reveal. I mean, I don't think many people, I don't think even found footage enthusiasts get pissed off about that necessarily. Maybe I'm wrong, they'll chime in, but I don't really think they do, or they'll just take it off the list.
I think found footage people are more likely to put some found footage movies into the genre than aren't, because they
Yeah,
love it so much. I
you're
think
probably right.
a lot of the found footage people that I've talked with, they're really not an uptight group, the way some groups are. So that's been my experiences, at least. Granted, I'm not really in the group anymore, but I'm not anywhere online. Honestly, well,
Yeah.
I can't say that. I am on X of all things, but I'm just looking at football stuff and wrestling stuff is mostly what I'm doing. But anyway, so yeah, so man, 2024. Uh, I'm doing better now. We're catching up. I'm gonna try just to have 52 this year, and then I'm gonna concentrate on some found footage, and we'll see what happens.
For
But slashers
2024,
are fun. There's a lot more.
yeah. Oh God,
Yeah,
it's crazy. I'm at
yeah.
43, 2024.
I don't know what I'm at. I think I'm probably at like, because I didn't count them, but I think I mentioned it the other day, not too long ago. I think I'm like 26, 25.
I'm I'm not going to go crazy, but I'll probably end up I'd figure I'd end up 70, 75 when all's said and done. I mean, we still have a lot of the year left.
Yeah, I might. I always want to do 52. I always say I set out to do it. I never do. But we'll see what
Yeah.
happens. It could happen this year because we'll see what else is coming out. But it's been a good year. It has been a good year. So I'll say that. It started off slow, same as always. But that's that.
Well,
So
yeah, and thanks everybody for putting up with us because we've both been like hooked in the head tonight.
yeah,
I
man.
don't know what's going on. Well, I
Totally.
said I blame a little bit on, well, A, it's me, and B, they're just a really shit sleep last night. I'll probably hit the bed and be out for the count tonight. I'm sure hoping I am.
I have no reason. One day I'm one way, 1 hour on one way, the next hour I'm another way at this point. I don't know. I just keep chugging along. I can't explain my brain at this point. But I'm still having a lot of fun with the slashers. So that keeps me busy. So
Awesome,
I
man.
guess that's it. Shoot, almost one more show. 199 and then 199. 249 is coming next, and then the big boys. So thank you everyone for hanging with us, and I hope you're enjoying the shows. I am going to get on the freaking the the YouTube and the Patreon and start talking to some people because I know
Well,
there's lots of
Patreon
people
is
that
the
just
best because it's the people that, sorry for
I
again,
know.
I'll
You're right
apologize. I've
though.
been extra horrible tonight, cutting you off. I apologize, dude. So sorry about that. But
Oh,
yeah,
no
Patreon is
worries.
our guys. So like they chime in and I'm not
Yeah.
I'll go in and respond every now and then, but I've even been bad with that. So yeah, if you can do that, everybody will love that.
I
That's
gonna.
and it's our
Um,
crew, so
yeah.
it's not assholes.
Right.
Well,
I'm
except for
gonna. I just get
one.
caught up. I get caught up in shit, man. I'm just like I don't know. I can't even explain it. Like if things build up, I'm like it's tough for me to go back to them because like oh man, I'm gonna go here and then it's hard to explain. I just put myself through a lot of shit that I really shouldn't, but it is who I am at this point. I'm not gonna change. So unless they give me stronger medication. So but anyway,
Awesome.
ultimately, I love doing this. I love you guys, and you know, thank you, thank you for supporting us, and we'll be back soon. And Christian, you got any words of wisdom?
No, never.
All right,
But we'll see
I'm
you
always
next
gonna
time.
try because I got none. Yeah, manchichi, manchichi. That's my wisdom right there. Peace, love. See you guys.